Hello, everybody. And this podcast includes explicit material.
Not only does it include explicit material, Phil, there's a lot of things that are said solely for comedic purposes.
Totally.
You can't take anything we say seriously because most of it is lies.
All of it.
And anything we say that could potentially be against the law is clearly alleged and strictly for comedic purposes.
Fake news.
And there's your disclaimer, motherfuckers.
Yay. Welcome to the Green Light Weekend podcast, motherfuckers.
What is up? Happy Wednesday. You guys are halfway through your week. I'm proud of you. You're fucking doing the goddamn thing.
Doing it.
Yeah. Just like our guest this week is fucking doing it. Our boy Elliot Weber. He is a local comedian. And I would say as far as Durango goes, he is in the top tier of comedians.
He's hilarious.
He's getting to be a big fish. So this big fish is going out on tour, Phil.
Yeah.
Our little fish is growing up. The guy that we really just got to know about 2 hours ago.
We're like a catch and release program. We grabbed him for a bit, let him go.
Letting him out in the wild.
Let him back out. Let him grow a little bit.
Yeah, and he is on his way to Phoenix, Arizona this week. This podcast was released Wednesday, and that is the day he's showing up. Wednesday, February 20th. Him and Dave Oakley will be performing at the Lounge in Phoenix. And then Thursday, February 21st, Third Space at 7:30. Oh, he's at the Lounge at 8. Third Space at 7:30 on Thursday, and Crescent Ballroom at 11. Friday, February 22nd, Hillside Bar at 8:30. And on Saturday, February 23rd, him and Dave Oakley will be at Improvmania. And I think there's something else he plugged maybe for Saturday on... But that's at the end of the podcast, so if you want to get that information. If you're in the Phoenix area, please go see him. He's super fucking funny. His set is well-groomed, and it's beautiful.
Badass motherfucker.
We saw it on Saturday, and me and Phil were crying laughing. I ended up being the dude that was filming it, and you can hear me and Phil over everybody. We're just cracking the fuck up.
Good shit.
So, yeah, we had a really good conversation. We got to know him. One thing about Elliot, his tour is called the Coming Out Tour, and we didn't talk about him being bisexual at all.
Not at all.
In the podcast. We didn't even bring it up, so I felt like the intro was appropriate to bring it up. But I feel like I'm growing.
Yeah.
I feel like that was something I definitely would have talked about as a crutch of sorts earlier in the podcast, but we didn't
fall back.
We didn't even, get close to approaching that. And when we were talking about our dads, I thought about bringing it up because I was super curious because he said, listen to the episode and you'll kind of get what I was going for. But we didn't even get to that. He was just too funny. He's a funny dude.
Definitely. Brought
a lot of laughter into the room. And he brought us a gift, which we'll post on Instagram. It is a naked poster of himself. It is beautiful.
I'm going to blow it up on a canvas, give it to him.
Phil's going to blow it up.
I'm going to sign it.
Yeah, guys. Well, I really hope you enjoy this week's episode. You want to plug us, Phil?
GLW_podcast on Instagram. greenlightweekend@gmail.com for now. I think we're on Twitter. GLW_podcast on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And Greenlight Weekend, 3 words, on YouTube and Facebook.
Check us out on YouTube. YouTube's starting to grow a little bit. Need to get a bigger presence, but
we're getting there.
Yeah.
And all these are filmed. I edit them every week, and if you guys would like to check that out, that'd make me feel like I'm doing something for a reason. That'd be great. Also, you can follow Elliot at Elliot A. Weber. A is in Alabaster. That is his middle name, from what I understand. Elliot A. Weber on all platforms. And if you like the intro outro music, it is Hip Hop Trip on SoundCloud. At Hip Hop Trip. He is out of Norway, killing the motherfucking game, and he lets us use his music, which we're grateful for. Also, check out the Whiskey Reel and the Unreal the Real podcast. Those are local podcasts. And if you want to see any of the local comedians that are on this show, go to the open mics every Thursday at the Ranch and Laugh Therapies when they happen under the Embassy, if you're Durango-based.
Yep.
Or in town.
Yep.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy.
Love yourself. Treat yourself right. If you make mistakes, fuck it.
Forgive yourself.
Right. Forgive yourself. Keep going.
You got to apologize sometimes. Just eat it.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
You're never too old, Dad.
I want to see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine. But how could I complain? I must be losing losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful, I can see a halo right above an angel high. I wanna make music.
Is that kind of like a model for you guys, Joe Rogan?
For sure, man. I mean, any good podcaster, and most of the podcasts I listen to are comedians, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just like funny shit, but it
Yeah.
also... Joe Rogan kind of changed my life in a way, man. In a lot of ways.
Go explain that.
Well, I started listening. Phil found out about the podcast, told me about it, and I drive in my truck all day by myself, you know? So I
Yeah.
just started listening to podcasts. And when you hear somebody talk about how good working out regularly makes them feel and eating good, like, you can only listen to that for so long before you start changing your habits, you know?
Yeah.
So I started looking at food differently. Like, I just stopped eating some food, like just bullshit food, you know?
Brian
Yeah.
kind of laughed at me the first time I walked in the house and was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast. He's like, "What is that?
Well,
Joe
it's-
Rogan?"
It's
I was
definitely
like, yeah.
laughable.
And then
I like the memes of it. Of
a
just
month
yeah.
later, he was like balls deep
into
Joe
Yeah.
Rogan podcasting.
Well, look around this like table right now. It's like a
Right.
Joe Rogan demo. This is his target
It's like
audience.
mini Joe.
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and then people listen to it and they're like,
Just
like I could do that.
Deadhead tapestry, and then a American flag that my aunt made me.
Yeah, and we just got to add my.
It looks like a Hunter S. Thompson flag. That's why I could see, doing acid and putting that around me, being
Nice.
outside naked.
Yeah, it's a
I can
like
see
it.
that.
it's a blanket in the pattern of a flag.
Uh-huh.
That's what that is. And then we
Perfect
just-
for drugs.
Where do you guys think you'll put my naked poster?
I don't know, man.
Just curious.
We'll find somewhere real good
Yeah.
for it.
I feel like
Yeah, right there.
right across from the camera would probably.
Put it right there. I can blow it up and put it on a canvas.
Oh,
Put it
what?
right there.
You can. We should talk about doing that because I might need a couple.
We could do that for
couple
sure.
blown up canvas versions.
Yeah. Elliot brought us a gift. We've had a couple guests bring beer, but Elliot brought us a naked poster of himself, which is we'll post.
Yeah, hit me up if you want one. For
Yeah.
some reason, I made it. It was an investment.
No, when I saw it on Facebook, I was
Beautiful.
like,
Do you really
I
have that
to-
tattoo?
That is a real tattoo.
It's a donkey
It's a dunk.
on
It's
your
my
ass.
It's my ass tat.
Fuck yeah. When did you get that?
19 or 20. It was 19. It was the first year of college because my best friend, we went to different colleges,
Mhm.
and he came back. He's like, "Yo, I gotta show you something," and he had a ass tat of a smiley face, and I was like, "Whoa." I'm
Right.
doing that tonight. I'm getting a tattoo of something on my ass.
That's like your
And then
guys'
we
bond.
we each drank a Mike's Hard Lemonade, and we went and got ass tattoos. It was manly as hell, dude.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I don't know if we've said this. Elliot Weber, local comedian, is our guest today.
Yo, thanks for having me,
And
friends.
we don't know each other very well, so we're just going to get to know each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Talk nonsense.
I like that. Dude, you know who I feel bad for is the guy that has to shave my ass
Right.
Mhm.
because that's what he has to do to tattoo it. But he's like an artist, you
Mhm.
know. He's an apprentice. He studied for years.
To
I
shave
like
your
that
ass.
you didn't prepare for that at all. You didn't shave your
No,
own ass.
no
you just
courtesy,
waited for
no
him to do it.
And dude, because it was so impulse that I saw my friend and was like, I'm doing that. It was every tattoo shop in town closed at 11. It was like 10:45. We were calling places. Like, could you sneak one more in? And this one guy was like, yeah, if you bring in like a drawing. So we're driving there. I'm on my phone Googling like donkey cartoon. So we show that to him and he like prints it out. He's like, I guess I got to shave this guy's ass 5 minutes before we close. And I just feel like artistically he deserves more.
Right.
But I also don't feel bad for him because you know what you're doing. You're in a tattoo shop. It has to happen all the
Dude,
time.
tattoo artists are similar to comedians. Like, not like... They're kind of... They're a little bit fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, strippers, tattoo artists, comedians, musicians have a lot in common.
I think you just described the arts.
Right.
People in the arts are fucked up.
But my side of the arts, you know what I mean? There's a lot of arts and stuff that I don't really relate to well, and
like theater.
I don't mind theater. I really
Yeah.
like the idea
But you
of
can't.
it.
You don't relate to it. You don't have experience in theater, or do you?
Mm-mm.
I don't know you, so I'm guessing.
No, I was in a play when I was in like middle school,
Yeah.
and definitely just had a little too much care of what others thought about me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt shame at certain points.
So
I went through with it. You
so-
know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got out of the acting world when that happened.
Right. And yeah, I was just kind of a fucking rambunctious kid that wanted to please people all the time, always trying to make people laugh and stuff.
Gotcha.
And the drama teacher saw that, grabbed me up, and was like, here. And then I was on a stage in front of all my peers, for lack of a better word, and just like, I don't know if I like this feeling. You know? Very vulnerable.
I get what you mean. So what do you mean by arts that are different than the arts that you...
I like dirty arts, kind of. Just like kind of like scummy art.
Is porn an art to you? Is that what it is? Is that a dirty art?
I think it could be artistic for sure. I mean, I jerk off a lot, so I definitely partake in consuming it.
In the arts.
I messed up and like was watching the beginning scene of a porn, and the acting was horrible, and it just threw me off. I don't remember what it was, but it was like just not realistic at all. Oh, it was like this dude takes these 3 chicks camping, and he's like an adventure guide, and there's like 3 dumb chicks in super short shorts and flip-flops, and he's like going 50 feet away from the tent with each one of them and acting like, oh, this tree is green, and then they started blowing him.
Fuck yeah.
Just like, oh, don't show your friends. And he like pans the camera over to where you can see the friends in the background in the tent just fucking off while this chick blows him. And then he does it to all 3 of them individually, and then they all bang at the end. And it's just like, why don't you just...
That's got to be art.
The story was just stupid.
If that's not art, what is art?
It's like, why you should have just taken 3 chicks out there to bang.
I feel like if
that's
Nick
just more
Coffey
realistic to me.
graduated with his adventure degree, that could have been it.
That's what he would have done. I feel like Nick Coffey does that anyway.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like, hey, have you seen a tree?
look, it's green. And then they're blowing it.
They call that a green tree.
What was that like? You guys had Nick Coffey on here for some reason? All love, by the way.
I met him at Home Slice.
He's like secret tall.
Yo,
Yeah.
right?
Like when you're talking to him at Home Slice, he looks like an average person. Then he came here, and I was like, Jesus Christ,
He's like
bro!
6'6".
When did you gain so much height?
Yeah,
Yeah, he stood up on the top step of the deck and just blew my mind.
towered over you guys.
Yeah, dude.
Sure.
He's a big dude.
So what have you had guest-wise? You've had comedians Dave Oakley, Nick Coffey, Jacob Jonas. What else?
Mhm.
have
Helicopter Chuck
you got
V.
into? Who's that?
He's
what
a
is-
helicopter pilot.
Oh,
We were lifties together, and he's like, I'm going to go get my fucking helicopter pilot's license. And now he teaches people to fly helicopters.
dope.
Yeah.
He definitely has a different perspective
Fat
on life.
friends. A chick that rode cross country on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Caught
Aaron
like
Borg.
coast to coast.
Well, she takes like different trips from Colorado. Like she went to the East Coast one year, and then she went to the Pacific Northwest one year.
The first one was on like a actual street bike, and I think the second one they did on off-road, like enduro type bikes.
Yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you guys are just like, if you're weird,
Yeah,
come on.
Well,
man.
interesting.
Just
any-
not average people.
Just
is what you're going
pursuing
for.
anything.
Right.
Just anything, man.
What about like if someone's like, yo, dude, I'm the best accountant in this fucking town. You guys are like, let's do it.
accountant?
if you're
yeah.
interesting, if you're like an
If you're an interesting
accountant
Yeah, what
for
are your
the
hobbies,
Durango
bro?
mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some hobbies. Or if
Nah,
you're
he's
definitely
just
like,
he's just like, I'm an Excel fucking, or she. She's like, I'm just the best at Excel.
I feel like there's not a lot of those people that would like the show.
You don't think?
No,
A lot of our
No,
audience
I'm just kidding.
enjoys dick and butthole jokes.
Yeah.
like a plethora.
Well, that's why I'm here, right?
100%. Yeah, dude. I saw your set
for
and I
the
was
dick
like,
and
I
butthole.
gotta have this motherfucker
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh yeah, because this guy's got dick and butthole jokes.
They're kind of our bread and butter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
a
what
crutch.
I fall on.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
Good to know.
It's easy to. It's just a crutch, really.
Yeah.
Whenever shit gets weird, just drop a dick joke, and then Phil laughs, and then it gets on a roll. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
How? So I guess I could ask you some questions.
Mhm.
How long have you been doing comedy?
I started like a week before my 21st birthday, and I'm now 23. So
Jesus, you guys are fucking
Young kids.
2 years. Yeah, JJ and I were the same age.
Jesus.
You're the same age as my little
He
sister.
seems younger. No.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a beard. I guess I don't really have a beard right now either.
That's fair. Just his demeanor as well. Like he seems like a little younger, a little more cocky. Not in a bad way. Like I really like his persona of, for lack of a better word. I don't think he's trying to, but he's just like, I don't know. He just feels younger than you, demeanor wise, I guess.
I'll take it as a compliment, and I think he should take it as an insult.
I agree.
I want that on the record.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And I know he's probably gonna listen. The only podcasts that the comedians are gonna listen to are the ones with you guys.
Yeah.
So
I will share it around. You might get a couple others in there. What's
Yeah.
your main audience, you think? Like, how have you gone about developing an audience?
dude,
Just putting it out there.
yeah, I don't even
And-
know where these people come from.
Yeah.
Like all over the country. We have random ones like around the world and stuff. Like somebody in the last 2 weeks from
Mexico,
the Russia Federation took an interest and has been listening.
Yeah,
they have free audio in Russia.
I don't know.
We're on the underground, man.
Bullshit.
That dark web.
That dude's a spy, for sure.
It might just be a spy bot.
But why bother spying on you guys?
Whatever, it's adding to our numbers.
We're in a trailer in the middle of Southwest Colorado.
Yeah, it's all about those stats, dog.
Like that's where the shit's at.
That's where the Green Light Weekend's at. Those fucking acid dealers.
To answer your question though, 2.5 years is what I would say. Right now, I've been doing stand up. But I think it's been a passion for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gone through my notebooks from like high school. I was like cleaning out my desk when I moved out of my parents' house, and I like found jokes. I would just write jokes in there.
Interesting.
Terrible jokes,
right.
Not good jokes. Like I wrote a joke and I was like, how come girls' yoga pants say pink on the ass? It should just say ass on the ass.
That's funny.
Which is like, yeah, it's garbage. But I was just like, I could tell I was trying to think like a comedian at like 15. I just didn't know how to do it.
Totally.
But I was still aware of like those little, it's basically just being socially aware, looking around at things and questioning them. Is what I was doing. And then trying to make it funny. So comedian for just since I've been around.
Were you the class clown?
Not really.
No.
I was sports. Sports was my high school thing.
Right.
So I wasn't really big into drawing attention to myself for being funny.
Right.
Because most of the attention I got was sports related.
Were you like a good athlete? What sports?
Yeah. No, I was like probably the best athlete I know, to be honest.
Fuck yeah.
No. I did soccer. I did basketball until high school. I did soccer till the end of high school, and then I did track. But we were like state cup champions a couple times for soccer. That was my main thing. I thought I would play in college, but ended up.
Where'd you grow up at?
Not doing that. Fort Collins.
Fort Collins.
Yeah.
And
but that was
Colorado.
It's weird when you think of like identity. That's what it was.
Right.
It was like, oh, you're soccer track. You're like, yeah, I'm soccer track, and you dress like that every day. Everybody knows, you know.
Totally.
Not too much of class clown.
I got kicked out of class all the time. I was a fucking troublemaker, and
you were the class clown then.
Yeah, dude. I had a lot of siblings and stuff. I think I craved attention, and school was, not to sound like an asshole, but it was just almost too easy. Like I needed more challenge to keep me stimulated, so I'd just get bored and then draw attention to myself, try to make people laugh.
I can see that. School can be challenging if you want it to be, but it's boring. So you're like, I don't want to make geography challenging.
I think being the class clown was my way of becoming popular in my own
so you guys were
mind.
Both class clowns.
Yeah, for sure. And
like
I wasn't any kind of star athlete whatsoever.
Right.
And I was always trying to find. I would like go to different cliques and like the motocross guys or the stoners or like I was always trying to find myself. And being the class clown, I got that popularity in class. You know, and people thought I was funny.
That's good. It's
I think
definitely
that's where it was coming from.
It's definitely a good feeling. I remember being funny in class and being like, "Huh."
Yeah,
exactly. Good. I made a joke that everybody laughed at.
Right.
Where did you guys both grow up?
In
Farmington.
Yeah, Farmington.
Together.
Bloomfield.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys known each other?
Our whole lives.
Yeah.
Oh, bummers.
Like, literally.
since I can remember, I've known Phil for sure.
Wow. So like,
we used to take baths together.
Whoa.
So like 13, 14.
Yeah. We used to bathe together, you know, senior year.
Yeah, there's a picture of it on our Instagram, actually.
You know how prom is.
Exactly. But, yeah, me and Phil grew up together and got separated in class all the time. You know, they would just put us in different classes. So in elementary school, they separated us. And then we didn't have a class together until middle school. And then immediately they separated us. And then in high school, we had a class together again.
There were a couple people that I was like that with.
Right.
You just like, is your best friend. You're like, dude, I'm just going to be funny. Like, we're just going to laugh this
dude,
whole class, right?
That's my favorite thing.
I wouldn't get moved out of the class. We would just get moved to like opposite ends of the classroom. And that would just be worse for the teacher.
We'd be throwing shit at that
because
point.
we would still be trying to be funny. We would just be yelling instead of whispering.
Totally.
And then the teacher would get like detention. I think I got it once.
Oh,
I
man.
had to push real hard for
Remember the bent paper and the rubber band?
We call those bee stings.
Yeah, that's
you
what it
just
was.
hit like a girl for no reason.
I got suspended in 7th grade for making BB guns out of mechanical pencils and selling them.
with the spring, and you bring the airsoft pellets in. Yeah,
I was actually I had actual BBs, like
metal
still
ones?
metal BBs,
Brutal,
and I was
dude.
selling packs of them.
That probably hurt so bad for a 13-year-old. Just like
Eventually, there was just little kids with fucking BB guns all over school.
Yeah.
And I was making cash.
I remember one day we had it's weird how like trends, but we would just walk into school with like a Ziploc bag full of airsoft pellets and a straw, and you just be walking around and you could blow them out of that straw so fast.
Makes sense.
That definitely hurt.
You didn't know how to talk to girls, so you're like, I'm just gonna hit her. I'm gonna try and hit her in the eye, and if she goes blind, she's my prom date. That's how it works.
Right. Who else is gonna want to take her?
Yeah. And nobody wants the blind girl as a prom date, so she's mine now. Yeah.
I got suspended that same year for throwing scissors at a girl. I didn't actually throw them at her. She it was in Spanish class, and we were making a project with yarn, and I had the yarn that she wanted, and she grabbed my hair and pushed me down to the ground and kicked me in the nuts. Jesus. And I was mad, and I had scissors.
Wait. Why did she do that?
Because she wanted the yarn that I had, and I lived in Farmington, and it was 505 full.
Right.
Shit's real.
This is how New Mexico works.
Yeah.
You want something, you push them down, and you kick them in the nuts for it.
I was worried about it.
Works
And she
every time.
did, and I had scissors in my hand, and I was just pissed, and I threw them at the ground, and they bounced up and hit the wall right behind her.
Oh.
And that's when the teacher walked in. And it looked like I threw scissors at her
Was
face.
there like a hole in the wall? Were they stuck? I hope they stuck.
I don't think so.
Oh, if they stuck, that would have been awesome.
That would have been good.
Dude, the
And I
Farmington.
got suspended, and I had to do anger management.
Dude, New
Why are
Mexico.
you angry?
New Mexico school districts, instead of we learned an I statement. Like if you're upset, you're like, say I and use your words. Like, I'm upset when you kick me because it hurts me physically. And in New Mexico, they're like, if you're upset, this is what you do. Push them to the ground, kick them in the balls. That's your version of an I statement.
Yeah.
Problem-solving techniques.
You gotta build them tough, man.
From middle
it's
school.
fucking dangerous.
Yeah, now look at you guys, self-sufficient people.
You move to Durango, and you have this chip on your shoulder, and you go to parties for the first time, and you feel weird because nobody looks like they want to fight. Like, you walk into a party in Farmington, and it's like, you're looking for that guy who's going to start shit.
Yeah, you're mostly there to fight, right? That's the point of the party.
And then when we moved here,
pretty much.
we would go to parties and walk in, and people would look at us like, those guys are going to start shit. Those are the guys that are going to cause problems.
Yeah, once I started feeling like that guy,
the
really had to start checking myself. Yeah. I had a friend that was from Farmington, and he came up here a few years before me, and we were lifties together. And I got my pass pulled at least once a year by fucking mountain safety.
For what, fighting?
No, my snowboard pass for just going too fast where I'm not supposed to be.
And then you would tell
whatever.
the ski patrol, fuck you.
Sometimes.
Well, they would take your pass if you got in a fight, too, right?
Totally.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was an employee, so definitely not supposed to break the rules. So
Yeah.
they would take it for a week, and then I'd get it back a week later. But you'd have to work the bunny hill when you didn't have a pass, because that's the only lift you're allowed to ride.
Bummer.
And I was just pissed one day, yelling in the locker room. Not like yelling, but venting for sure. And my buddy from Farmington was just like, bro, get the fucking Farmington out of you. It doesn't work up here. I don't know what you want. You told him to go fuck himself. Like, of course he took your pass. Just like
a guy you worked with then. Because
Right.
they're the same staff. Ski Patrol and you are on the same staff.
Yeah, but Ski Patrol never had beef with me, but the mountain safety, they're volunteers, and they volunteer 10 days to get a free pass.
They're like mall cops.
Okay, no, I know a lot of people that do that in town.
So as an employee, when a volunteer was taking my pass because I was going too fast, it just enraged me, man.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, I know how to send, bro.
Exactly, dude. Yeah.
Oh, you jealous? Are we trying to race?
They're mad because you couldn't fucking catch me?
Yeah.
You got to wait down till I'm down here and take my shit off?
But then they just get your jacket and they're like, next time we're going to stop that guy and take his pass, right?
Pretty
Something
much.
like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But a lot of that was just having that Farmington chip on my shoulder. But you kind of had to, man. And
You'd get taken advantage of.
Yeah,
right,
quick.
if you didn't, you'd just get pushed around.
You
had to
couldn't
watch
look
your
like a
back.
bitch. Because I got robbed once when I was buying weed because I was just some gullible little fucking kid, trying to buy a weed.
What, some guy just took your money and didn't give you any weed and drove off?
Left
Pretty
him
much.
in the fucking Brown Pride neighborhood.
Yeah. And he was just a scary dude, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. Like, getting out of the vehicle was the best option.
He could probably explain it to you very slowly, and you're like, yep, sure thing. He's like, I'm going to take your money. You're going to get out. We're going to drive away. You're going to get home safe. Or not. I don't care.
Yeah, he was a scary dude, man. There wasn't shit. I wasn't going to fucking... It was $300. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I learned an experience for $300.
How much weed were you buying? He's like, it's a gram.
Like an ounce.
I thought you were so young and global. He's like, here's 2 grams. It's $300.
Nah, this is right
We
when
knew
we...
what
You're like,
It's when we first started selling weed.
you're like, is that the going rate for a gram is 300? He's like, yeah. Trust me, that's market price.
I definitely probably got hustled the first couple times I bought weed. Not
for sure.
substantially, but...
For sure I did.
And then, I bought a scale, and then shit started moving. Then I realized, oh man, if you buy an ounce, you can smoke a quarter for free. You
Yeah.
know, and then you're just saving money, and then more people want weed, and then you're like, fuck, I gotta get 2 ounces, and then you're like asking friends, like, do you know where I can get a pound? You know,
California or Colombia.
Albuquerque.
La Borque.
That was other times that was scary.
So there was.
You guys just moved to drug. You guys moved. Have you been together though? Like you've moved drugs together for a while.
Eventually, because we were
whatever venture you guys
When we were
were
like
starting,
20, yeah.
like, we're in it together.
And statute
Pretty
of
much.
limitations for smuggling drugs is 5 years. So I'm pretty confident
yeah.
about talking about it.
I don't have any drugs.
I looked
Yeah.
it up yesterday.
Yeah.
How old are you guys now? 24.
29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 20.
So you're out. So you're out of the statute. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day, me and Brian were just like, hey, we sell weed to the exact same people. Like, let's just combine our efforts. And if you make a sale, I make a sale. I make a sale, you make a sale. And all of a sudden, it was like, boom, we blew up. And then.
It's entrepreneurship. That is. Just,
And we were roommates. So,
Mhm.
like, owning competing businesses in the same household, like, whoever gets
Right.
called first makes the money, was
Yeah.
a terrible way to
Nah, yeah,
conduct ourselves.
you got to
awful.
merge. This is like AT&T Direct TV type of shit.
Yep.
Like,
So we started with probably $800 between both of us and turned it into a blossoming business.
Turned it into
You're gonna
a-
edit those two.
I bet.
those two out.
Fuck that.
Nah.
Fuck that. But
I'm
yeah.
working on my speech impediment.
Yeah.
Stopped having a job for a while.
Yeah.
Really embraced it. Grew my hair out. Fucking
This is when you were 20. This is when
Mhm.
you were me and Jacob's age.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Right
Yeah.
before we were 21.
I'm really impressed where you guys are in life, is what
Mhm.
I'm saying.
Just
we were
that we're
fucking
not that we're
delinquents,
not
dude.
drug dealers.
Right.
Hmm.
But fuck, man. Opportunity just came
Yeah.
across our lap. You
Well,
know what I mean?
also, weed's legal now, so I feel like it wasn't there for me by the time I was 20. I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
business.
I was
Totally,
like, why would I go into? I can't compete with the weed store, dude.
No.
Well, and,
Co, they got a whole setup.
right,
Yeah, back then we were buying pounds for like $3,600,
dude.
and
Whoa.
now you could buy a pound for $1,700 easy.
Legally.
Legally, yeah, legally.
Yeah.
If you have
Well-
a medical card,
You can have a pound legally if you have
Mhm.
a medical card.
you can have an extended plant count. Back in the day, like 2 years ago, there was people that could have like 12 pounds on them,
That's crazy. That's so much. You're like,
and like
no, I
100.
have really
100
bad
plants.
glaucoma.
Like,
No, trust me, I
if
can't.
you're growing 100 plants that can produce a pound and a half a piece,
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so much weed.
it's a lot.
Dude,
You're obviously
That's why they
reselling it,
shut
right?
that shit down pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I smoke a gang of weed, and there's no way. Like, let's say I have 6 plants in my house every year, just little outdoor plants. I probably get a pound and a half, 2 pounds. I always have weed left over,
Yeah.
like by the time next year's crop comes. And I don't buy any weed. I just smoke that.
You have you can't physically smoke a pound of weed in a year.
I bet
Personally.
you could.
Someone
that
could,
that
but-
pound of weed is not processed or cured, and it is not smokable marijuana. He only has an ounce of smokable marijuana at a time.
Well, when I grow my weed, I give ounces away to my friends
Oh, cool.
because that's legal.
Yeah, it
You
is.
can gift it. You just can't buy it.
You can't.
Correct.
It's when you're making money off of it.
Like I was
And
saying,
the state's
dude,
not
it's all
getting
about
their-
the
That's
money.
mostly what they're concerned about. It's
Mhm.
the exchange of
Yeah, and
money.
the federal government gets their tax too, even though it's not federally legal. They still get tax money from it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I should read more so I know things.
Phil
I
works
just
in the
know. I just
industry.
know weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work. I used to be the inventory manager at ProHerb.
Because it upset Prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
That used to
dude.
be Animus Herbal.
Dude, I was trying to get them to sponsor my tour.
Nice.
They don't answer their emails.
No, they don't.
It's hard to
There's
do.
a lot of shit going on in the back, man.
Dude, it's so hard to do.
All the managers and like everybody who's in charge of different areas, they're all bombarded with other shit all the time. Like I had no time when I worked there
Really?
to get little shit like that. I barely had time to read my emails.
What? What are you
Yeah.
doing the whole time? Growing?
No, just doing inventory stuff. There's so much weed that goes in and out of that place, and you got to track it. Everything,
It's really, yeah.
everything's tracked seed to sell, so it's all tracked with these little RFID tracking
Wow.
tags
From the time it's planted
from the time it's planted
till
to
the time it's sold to
yeah,
somebody.
sold to somebody or processed into edibles or
Right.
hash and stuff,
And then
and
sold
then
to
it
somebody.
still has a metric tag number associated with it until it's sold. Excuse me. And so it's you're just constantly
That's
tracking it.
crazy. Well, it's just a
And you have to
regulation thing.
upload
Mhm.
yeah, you have to upload sales every day to the government, basically the
Okay.
state database. And it's
Weird.
you know, like alcohol, if you lose 2 kegs off of a truck, it's like, you just write that shit off, you know?
Right. I mean, exactly.
But if
so
you lose
heavily
2 pounds
regulated, it's important.
If
to the
you lose
federal
2
government.
pounds, if all of a sudden 2 pounds is missing, fucking state calls you up and like, yo, all of a sudden
Where's
you don't have
those
this
2 pounds of weed?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so.
we gave it to middle schoolers. So what?
It fell off the truck.
We gifted it. We didn't sell it.
Yeah, we gifted it to high school kids. DHS took it. They had a bonfire. They said it was sick.
Whenever medical first started in like 2010-ish, 2009, whenever the businesses really started taking hold in Durango, like you could buy weed over the counter from other medical growers. So like if I grew my medical plants, I could take 2 pounds into Rasta Stevia Animus Herbal, and he would fucking just buy weed
just
right
fucking
there.
turkey
from
bags.
whoever grows it.
Yeah,
they just weigh it and pay it.
And now it's so regulated, you can't do that at all.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I get
it makes sense.
In my mind, the reason that a dispensary wasn't getting back to me, I was like, oh yeah, because everybody who works there is a dumb stoner. But it's actually because it's so hard to regulate weed that you're like, yo, I don't have time to deal with your amateur comedy tour. You fucking
honestly, the people that smoke weed all day and I used to smoke weed all day, but I can handle my shit. People that you could tell were just fucking super stoned all day long, they don't last very long because it's too high paced. Well, depends what position, right? If you're just like a bud tender. Yeah.
If those guys weren't high, I'd be upset a little bit. I'm like, what's good? They're like, I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm like, why are you here?
Polo shirt and a part in their hair.
Yeah.
That shit at the dispensary.
Looks like a used car salesman, all like business professional.
You smoke weed?
I do, but I don't want to on here because
That's fine.
I'm just going to...
Do you mind if we smoke weed?
No.
I didn't ask Jonas. He just said he didn't want to smoke weed, and then I just started smoking, and at the end of it, I was like...
Was that
kind of fucking hotboxed him? I didn't even think about it.
He was smoking his fucking Joel.
Dude, just the reason is if I do, like, I just get dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not how I am.
I'm not like you or you how you claim to be as a functional
like
stoner.
I said, we'll see.
It's like, it has to be the end of my day. Be like, I'm going to do this and watch.
Interesting.
Rick and Morty or something. I can't be like, yo, I'm going to do it and go to work because it just falls apart.
Right.
Which is good. I'm glad that because now... I live my life, and then once I've lived my life, I can smoke weed.
Yeah,
and that can be the end of my day.
I try to be like that, but not always. Especially now that I work at home for myself, it's like, I'm gonna smoke a bowl.
Yeah, might as well get high and do this.
But my lungs, I can feel it. I get smoker's cough in the morning. I'm like, I need to fucking slow down.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
I do a dab before I go to the gym.
Dude, I used to work out really high all the time.
I love it, dude. After Sober October, we did 31 days straight
you did it?
up.
Man, you guys are just like Joe Rogan. Is this a fanboy club?
100%.
A little bit.
100%.
Yeah. Your On It shirt. Is that an On It shirt too? There's no logo.
No, this is called
a
the
higher
Joe Rogan
primate
Fanboy
shirt.
Club.
Not in a bad way too, by the way. I mean, like,
No,
I
don't give a
support
fuck.
it.
It's cool.
All my friends that aren't Phil just constantly talk shit about how I'm a Joe Rogan
Fear Factor
fanboy.
guy?
Yeah.
And they
I mean, like, should we look up to him? You know what I mean? He's like, he does great things, probably, but also don't do everything he says, probably.
Just like anything else.
Yeah, moderation. Moderate your Joe Rogan intake, bearded white guys.
I would.
For those people listening,
there's people out
listen
there like,
to
fuck you, bro.
Yeah, no. Listen to after you listen to a Joe Rogan podcast, listen to like a Freakonomics podcast.
Yeah.
Like something. That's actually intellectual.
I definitely have to broaden my podcast listening.
Right.
I need to narrow mine down. I listen to fucking so many podcasts.
Oh.
But I'm in my truck all day, every day.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And I don't have service, so if I don't have music downloaded, like, I can't listen to music.
Yeah. That's revolutionary how you can just, like, be an average person now and then just gain information all day.
Mm-hmm.
You become an expert on
I listen to books, too.
We're pretty much part computer now.
Yeah.
Compared to... We were talking talking to Jonas last time about how we used to jerk off to magazines.
Dude.
And I didn't have a computer in my room until like 17, 18.
I have 2 computers in my room right now. I have a laptop and a desktop.
Nice.
But
yeah, now I got all the I watch porn all over the place. I just got a new TV.
Dude, what's crazy is I was thinking about this. So if you spend 30 minutes a day doing anything over the course of a year, that's a week straight.
Okay.
So if you spend 30 minutes a day on Instagram over the course of a year, it's like 7.6 days consecutive of looking at Instagram, which is upsetting to a lot of people.
It's upsetting to me.
Because I definitely spend 30 minutes a day just
100%.
on Instagram or Twitter.
I have hemorrhoids because I sit on the fucking toilet longer than I should.
Yeah. So you think about that over the course of a year. And then if you're 50, so it's 1 week a year. And then if you become 52 years old, that would be 1 year of your life that you've spent essentially in an alternative reality, right? You're not
dopamine button.
Yeah, well, you're not existing in Earth. You're on the internet. Sure. Yeah, exactly. You're just looking at pictures of other people and yourself and whatever the fuck your Instagram feed is. Doesn't matter. But that's great. Like if you talk about augmented reality, we're already in it. I've spent a year of my life, I would guess by now for sure. I'm not 50, but I spend more than 30 minutes a day on between Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Netflix.
If you have anything to promote,
it's become like a habit. You wake up, you go sit on the toilet, boom, Instagram, look to see if you have any. Ooh, somebody likes me.
I don't even care about that, dude. No. I just look at other people's shit for no reason, and it makes me mad. And then I keep looking at it. I'm like, oh, this person has a dumb opinion, and I'm upset by it.
Yeah.
And then I close Instagram, wipe my ass, go to the kitchen, start eating, open Instagram, see the same fucking post, and be like, why am I here again?
Yeah.
It's insane. That's something
it's crazy.
I and probably everybody else in the world really needs to like start to control, because you don't exist in reality. If you're on Instagram, you're not in the real world, and that's augmented reality. You're just sitting in it. It's just AI. I don't know. Also, don't read that often, so don't take anything I say worth anything. I just took out my calculator and did that math and was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is
crazy.
Was
like, I'll say it to the internet, I guess.
For sure. Dude, you wouldn't believe what I've said to these fucking people. Just the most ridiculous shit in the world. Our first episode is our third most listened to.
Really?
So the third most representative of who we are is the first episode, and it is dog shit. It is terrible, bro. And we only put it up because you're like, if we don't put it up, we'll never fucking put one up, you know?
Right.
Once we set a standard for it has to be this good, like, how consistent are we going to be able to be, you know?
Yeah. We didn't have practice. That's as good as we were at that time.
We actually trashed the first one because
the very first one was bad. We were throwing people under the bus and naming names.
Right. Well, you're not even really aware of it. Like,
we were just trying to keep a conversation going.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, did we just out drug dealers?
I don't think we pushed it that far, but it's possible.
Close.
Yeah, definitely close.
Maybe we would have called a couple girls the C word.
Definitely.
Yeah, which is like
that we,
like
I'll say it.
Not worth your time. Why bother calling a girl the C word?
Well, not by name.
Yeah.
If you say, remember that girl from last week? Fucking cunt. Like, what's wrong with that?
I feel like you guys just like saying cunt.
I love it. Dude, nothing makes me happier than running into an Australian.
Brian did go through a phase where he said it a lot, and he's calmed that down. Like at fight night, I was like, ooh.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
don't. Was it on the podcast?
No, it was just in life.
Yeah.
You said it a lot.
That's okay. At least it's
and
not
your lady at the time would always be like,
you
just went through a phase where it was like, I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm like, depends on the company.
It's not being good at communicating. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the dumb shit I've said on this podcast or in life or whatever, it's not done out of hate. It's just like, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to fucking get a reaction.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the wrong thing because I'm not well practiced in the art of communication. Like, nobody's willing to talk to me that much where I can practice. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. And I feel like you see other people say it, like, Jim Jeffries.
In a skilled way.
Yeah. And when you watch Jim Jeffries say it, and you're like, that's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time he says it, thousands of people laugh. Literally.
Yeah, totally.
And you're like, I should start saying it. Right? And it's like, hey, bro, you're not Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is, the word coming out of your mouth has a very different...
You're at a public pool.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Like there's kids around.
The connotation right now is so different than Jim Jeffries' stand-up special.
Right.
Because you're at dinner. So
right. They went there to hear the word cunt. Like
basically.
Whereas all these people, I'm just subjecting them to this fucking hateful word.
But also living in England I studied abroad for a semester, and I was like, oh, that word's very common for so many people that it's not even a big deal. It's
my stepdad was English, and my mom fucking hated it when he said it, but he dropped it all the time.
That's probably why it's so comfortable to us,
dude.
Because to him it doesn't have the same meaning.
Right.
To him it's like, you're my cunt, bro. You're my cunt, bro. Bro, you're one of my cunts, bro.
My favorite thing is an Australian being like, "Oh, he's a good cunt."
He's a good cunt.
It's my favorite thing. It's beautiful.
It's complimentary.
It really, and
it's all about tone and body language.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's like
and context. Are you
Hawaiians? Like aloha,
right?
Aloha.
Yeah, whatever. We'll probably
he's a good cunt.
We'll probably all be in jail in 5 years for this recording for saying cunt.
I hope not.
Oh,
that would be bad.
Fingers crossed.
I've said way worse things on this than cunt.
That sounds pretty tyrannical.
Yeah, I think we got to bail at that point. I got homies in Puerto Rico. We got new homies in Hawaii. We'll blend, bro. Both American territories of sorts, which might not be the best. But I feel like your possibilities of getting extradited from Puerto Rico aren't great.
Maybe.
Are you asking me to weigh in on that? Because I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Well, I think as...
Yeah, no, you know what? I didn't brush up on the Puerto Rico immigration policy before I came here.
Right. Well,
so...
And you even asked. You asked, should I brush up on anything? Yeah. And I was like, nah.
Yo,
Puerto Rico.
Will you check out, before you come in, will you just check out what the Puerto Rico immigration policy is? No reason. I just bet it comes up 35 minutes in.
Yeah. Well, my buddy's parents...
You can't prepare for this show.
I know.
My buddy's parents, he came on the podcast right after he got acclimated down there, but his parents bought a hotel in Puerto Rico with a bar in it, so he just moved down there and he's helping them run it, and there's a stage in the bar, so he gets to play music every night and all that shit.
Dope.
And I'm gonna go visit him, which is why that probably came up, because I was looking into things like
going to Puerto Rico,
because you don't have to have a passport. There's no fucking quarantine for your dog, which is interesting.
Do they eat dogs in that country?
I don't think so.
Should I have said that? I don't know. It doesn't
I wouldn't worry about it.
Doesn't matter.
It seems fine.
I bet a couple of
depends
them
do. On so how hungry they are.
Dude, so I work in a brewery, right? And
where? Or do you don't have
brewery.
Okay.
The brewery.
Right.
We call it the brewery. Someone comes in and they were like, can we have a dog on the patio? And you can't. This is just the health code rule. If you serve food there, you can't have a dog there.
Right.
So I was like, no, you can't have a dog on the patio because we serve food on the patio.
Totally.
And they were like, in Denver, dogs are allowed inside breweries. And I was just in my mind.
The ones that don't serve food.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the obvious answer. But in my mind, I was like, in Thailand, they eat dogs. So why are you arguing? Like, we're talking about this brewery right now, and the answer is no.
Yeah, we're not in
Denver,
bitch.
Or
Thailand. Do as we do.
As if she said that, and I was like, whoa, Denver? All right, let him on. Yo, hey, it's cool in Denver. Also, we're going to cook one. That's our new app special. Put it on.
Just in case some people from Thailand show up.
Yeah, if there's a small one, we're going to cook it and eat it, because in Denver, dogs are allowed on the patio, and in Thailand, dogs are allowed on the menu. So,
I agree.
How about that?
So your dog can be on the patio, but don't let it go back there.
Definitely. I feel like
it's going to become food.
Yeah, just lost any listener that was like, yo,
no,
this guy eats dogs.
They would.
I wouldn't worry.
They would have stopped listening at the Sean Moe podcast.
Yeah, this is actually a relatively tame podcast. We've been
cool, dude. I'm worried about things I say that are gonna be on the internet forever for some reason.
See, and
someone's put that in my head that it's important to.
I slightly was a while ago, but now I don't really give a fuck.
We've really just gone all in. But about every month or so, somebody checks me and it's just like, hey, just so you know, you said this and it's on the internet forever.
Nice.
Fuck.
Bummer.
I was a different person then. You don't understand. I'm growing every week, man. I'm getting better at this. Like,
well, this is a great way to actually get better at figuring out who you are as a person, right?
Definitely.
It's a huge part of why we're doing this. Yeah.
Like,
this is 44 episodes in, and I go back to like 3 or 4, and I was like, fuck, I was dumb back then a year ago.
I go back 2 weeks, and I'm like, what the fuck am I saying?
Yeah. Well, because it lasts forever in theory till you take it down. But even then, anybody could have saved the audio, so you have no idea who owns it or for how long. So it's always a concern, I guess. Right. But fuck it. I mean, you gotta live your life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I don't know this. Like, I would pay any amount of money to hear my dad at my age bullshitting with his friends.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Just to hear who he was, because me and my dad don't have like the most open relationship. I'm really working on it, and he actually kind of started listening to the podcast, which I advised him against because he does not like my sense of humor, how I live my life, drugs. How he mad that I broke up with my ex.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I'll let you finish your point, but I want to add something to it.
Go for it. I have no idea what I'm saying.
Okay, word. In a similar way, my dad and I have kind of like bonded over stand-up. Like, I've been able to say things that I wouldn't say to him directly that I've said with him in the audience. And he's like, well, will like talk to me about it after. He's like, what's this about? I'm like, oh, well, what, like, that's how I feel. Right. And like, again, we're like same. I feel similarly where we're not that close. We don't really share
not at all. My dad's a manly man.
Yeah, we get along fine. It's not like we dislike each other at all, but I've never been like, Dad, I like feel this way. What do you think about me feeling this way about this situation? Yeah. And he's like, let me give you advice about how to feel about this situation. That's never how our relationship has really worked.
Yeah.
But through stand-up, it's kind of like gotten a little bit closer to that, which is nice. I like to have it like that.
Yeah, I want my dad to know who I actually am. Like, I feel like when we're together, I'm always putting on an act of sorts. Not a big one, but there's definitely a lot of off-limit fucking topics, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of shit he just doesn't give a fuck about. He's a busy man,
Yeah.
Like, he's not asking me how I feel about shit,
Yeah.
But
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. He's just busy, dude.
Yeah, he'll ask me what I'm doing, but not how I feel about shit, which is
the important part.
Yeah, and also fine if he doesn't.
I totally agree, kinda, but it just bums me out that I'm this old, and we just don't have that great of a relationship. I'm really forcing it now. I'm calling him like 3 times a week. I'm just like
bummer.
Telling him about shit that he doesn't want to know. Just like, Dad, you're gonna have to fucking talk to me.
Yeah, good for you.
He listened to a podcast. Like, he knows so much more about me now than he ever knew.
Which podcast did you listen to? Was it like
the one with Sean Moe?
The one you were just saying it went off the fucking rails.
Well, I kind of...
We watched pterodactyl porn
on
live.
The episode.
Not live, but,
What?
We muted it, but we watched it on that TV. Yeah.
You ever seen pterodactyl porn?
I mean...
I have to pee.
Go ahead.
Me too, but also...
Oh, we could take a pee break.
Take the first pee break.
Should we take a pee break? Do you just
I was going to say that...
Do you just pause it?
My dad loves me, and he's always been supportive. So...
Oh, look who's got a supportive dad. Show off.
Exactly.
I was hoping somebody
sound like my fucking sister, dude.
Your twin sister?
That's the one, dude.
Bet she's beautiful. Beard and all?
Bigger beard.
Right. All right, pee break.
Now we're recording.
Now we're live.
How was your pee, boys?
My pee was milky.
Makes sense.
Are you not coming like Jonas?
No, it was a healthy one. It felt like it was pretty clear, pretty well hydrated today.
Yeah, have you talked to Jacob about his abstaining from masturbation?
I have, dude, and I'm jealous. That man has more willpower than myself. But there's actually the anti-porn thing super big on.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah,
dude,
I
think that's a really good point. I think watching pterodactyl porn is probably good for you because nobody jerks off to pterodactyl porn. That's just
speak for yourself.
Did I make an assumption?
That is my new favorite thing.
That's just experiencing the arts.
Yeah,
it's just like
back to the dark arts.
Yeah, back to the. But I think, dude, porn's got to be bad for people's brains.
Well, there's a lot of weak bitches out there, man. And if you think that you can't handle it, I totally get it. But I see, and I don't watch porn every day. I don't watch porn every time I jerk off.
I think it definitely will desensitize you a bit.
Yeah.
To
what's it called? Rule 80, like 80 something? I wish I read more. There's a term for the fact that everything that's ever happened also exists in porn. There's so much porn in the world that everything you've ever seen is also porn.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
That is insane.
I was in Denver this summer, I was trying to make this into a joke, so I'm gonna tell it on air because it's not a good joke.
Right.
But dude, I was walking through Denver. There was a blind basketball team practicing.
What?
No, it was blind. They were blind. They had the sticks and the glasses. They were shooting free throws. It was a blind basketball team, just in a city park practice.
Was there a beeper on the hoop?
That's what I was like. Are they?
No, I mean there was a coach.
Sound like
there was
bats.
There was an able-bodied coach.
What was he like 10 degrees to the right? Like what? What the fuck are you gonna do?
He would give them the ball and then they would shoot the free. They were good. They were making free throws.
Damn.
All these blind dudes. Like I was watching for a while. They made 5 free throws over an hour, but they're blind, so it's pretty good. How many free throws do you make in an hour blindfolded? Less than 5.
I make 5 in an hour not blindfolded.
Yeah,
I'm not great.
So they're decent, and there's a coach who's able-bodied. He can see. He's in a wheelchair, but he can see. Able-eyed, and he's rebounding and letting them know if they made it, or like be like, you were short, or like he tells them, gives them feedback so they know. I was like, this is crazy.
I just want to know who initially points him in the right direction. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick about this, but man,
it's the coach.
I gotta stare at the hoop. So does he go light him up? Like, is it by their hips if he's in the wheelchair? Just like, all right about here.
Dude, they're good. They know. They understand. I feel like a lot of them played basketball and then went blind because you could tell they were pretty like experienced with the basketball. But I was watching that. I was like, that's crazy that I'm seeing that. And then I thought in my mind, there's so much porn in the world that somewhere on the internet this happens and then they fuck.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
Well,
and that's bad for your brain.
Now you know what I'm doing tonight.
So the kids don't even know the guy in the wheelchair is getting blown.
Yeah, so is there blind basketball pterodactyl porn? That's you bring it all.
I would say it's somewhere in the universe at least.
Right. Yeah.
The
probably
endless possibilities.
On Earth. It's probably not well shot, but it probably exists.
Probably
pterodactyl porn was pretty rough.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, well, I'm just talking about the quality of the video.
I don't remember that much.
It was like a 2005 cell phone.
I just remember there was a little puppet pterodactyl that would pop up in the corner and like look at the action and then look back at you, and that was the creepiest part to me. Like, what is the baby pterodactyl watching its apparently 5 dads fuck this lady for? Yeah, it wasn't a one-on-one.
We didn't really get the story.
It was an orgy of sorts.
No plot.
It looked like she was lost in like a big park in a major city.
Was she dressed as a pterodactyl too?
No.
Oh, god damn it.
No, it was like
so it's all like also some sort of
and it wasn't
bestiality thing.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, and the puppet pterodactyl was the most disturbing for sure. Just like there's something weird going on here.
So I just want to say I'm Team Jonas. No porn. Porn's bad for you. Porn's bad for society.
None porn?
Porn should exist.
Right. You don't consume any porn?
No. Recently, 2019.
Okay.
So
New Year's resolution of sorts?
Yeah, a month and 16 days in. I don't know if it would be a resolution. It was more just like a
life choice.
Yeah, it just like happened naturally, kind of.
I'm like 15 minutes in to not watching porn,
and we've been podcasting for 45. Yeah, that makes sense. I did. Yeah, you did get quiet for a while in the middle. Yeah, when you're looking at your phone.
Well,
Do you think it's like you don't think porn has good and bad consequences, right? It's good for people so they don't kill people because you should jerk off so you don't kill people.
Agreed.
But
has your masturbation gone down significantly?
It's definitely unrealistic than regular sex, like actual sex.
Right.
You know,
you're like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not the same, and I think people sometimes get an unrealistic reality, or expectation of sex.
Neil Brennan has a Comedians of the World, the Netflix series. He has a special in there, and he talks about how guys watch so much porn that in our minds, every situation is about to lead to sex.
Dude, if I make eye contact with a girl, I think she's into me. I'm not.
You're like, oh, so it's.
But I don't think she's like, let's fuck. Like at the gym, when I make eye contact with a girl, if she smiles, I'm like, oh shit, she might be into me. But I'm not like, I bet we're gonna fuck in the family locker room. You know? Like,
right. But you are though.
I mean, a boy can dream.
Be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. You don't actually think it's gonna happen, but you're like, if it happened, I'd be ready for it. Like I'd know what to do.
Totally. For sure. Oh, bro. But in real life sexual situations, I'm pretty extremely respectful. But I'm like kind of nervous, I'm really cautious about how I approach things. Like,
there's no emotional
I don't think
attachment.
it's changed me like when it comes to a sexual interaction. I think it might change how I consider girls winking at me at the gym when I think about it, real quick. But I don't think my actions would show.
There's no emotional attachment to the girls or boys in porn.
Right.
Like after you're done, you just come on their face and leave.
Yeah.
Shut your phone off and go back to Instagram or doing what you were doing. But like sex is, there's so much emotions attached to sex. And
now that I'm done with this porn, I can go back to Instagram.
Exactly.
Like an adult. like how good I'm done.
Well, now I need to take the trash out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I look at porn as a tool, and
I think
sometimes I just need to jerk off, and porn makes
it
like faster.
I think it's like cocaine.
Yeah, I'm free market for sure. I think that if porn should exist. Yeah. There's a demand for porn. Clearly, look at you guys. You're just drooling right now.
Yeah, I'm a spokesman for porn. Yeah. They're actually one of our sponsors. Just porn.
Just porn.
Yeah,
just porn.
Greenland Podcast brought to you by porn.
Porn. All kinds of porn. Pterodactyl porn.
No, I think it should exist, and I think you should be allowed to consume it if you want, but also alcohol exists and you're allowed to consume it, and that can be dangerous.
100%.
So I feel like if you're just be rational, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I think some people should probably do no porn.
Do you think if there was no porn in the world, there would be more rape and more sexual violence?
And we're talking about extremes here. We're talking about all the porn and none of the porn.
Yeah. So let's say right now
it's a different world.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right now, all the porn exists because there's blind basketball team porn.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're thinking of a world where that doesn't exist, which was 200 years ago. No porn existed.
No porn on your in an instant porn, but
200 years ago,
the cave drawing of porn. You're like,
200 years ago,
you could probably get away
pictures.
with raping people, at some point. You know what I mean?
I mean, what?
If you're a powerful dude.
Yeah, you could.
I'm just saying,
are you more likely to get away with rape 200 years ago?
Right, but I'm saying,
yeah,
the social standards of today, I think, almost make porn more necessary because there's not prostitution everywhere in every major town. Like 200 years ago, I feel like pretty much every hub had.
Not everybody can get laid.
Yeah,
and and people still have that sexual impulse.
I think porn is good for those reasons.
Right.
Porn's also good because it employs a lot of people.
That's fair. A lot of fucked up people that had shitty things happen to them.
Yeah, but also just people who advertise, right?
Right.
All the girls are fucked up.
Yeah.
Some people just
I said a lot. I didn't
fucked.
say all.
There's directors. There's like a set designer.
Those guys are always usually pretty creepy.
Hey, what do you do? I design porn sets.
I'm a prop guy.
Yeah.
For porn.
I went to theater school. I designed porn sets. 2 couches.
I'm a fluffer.
Part of me still kind of trusts that dude more than like a politician. At least he's being real.
Like, well, what else do you stand for?
Right.
You design porn sets, and how do you feel about immigration?
Right.
You want my vote or not?
I feel like that dude might have some fucking hobbies. I don't know. Politicians are.
He's probably pro-immigration.
Totally. 100%.
The back of the house people are.
Yeah, I think porn's good, but
less.
I think alcohol is good too. Right. Alcohol should be legal, but you should know who you are, what you need, and limit your intake or don't.
And that was.
No, I do think people in this time in the United States are just everything's so accessible, we're so fucking comfortable,
dude. I think
it's too easy to get porn on your phone.
It's probably
me
bad.
and Brian used to dumpster dive for porn magazines when we were 13, 14.
It's probably bad for 13, 14-year-olds now.
That's my biggest issue with it
because parents are like, we have parental controls on your iPhone, and the kid's like, yo, incognito tab, keep up,
right?
Fucking keep up, Dad.
Yeah, we also
there's no way parents are.
They're not ahead of the kids.
They're
the
just
kids
not.
know more.
Yeah, they're just not, and the kids can just get to the porn. And also, you've never had sex before. I feel like you should have to have sex and then you can watch porn.
I totally
that should
agree
be a
with
rule.
That
Should be.
Yeah.
But
and
also
before that, just magazines.
Yeah. Well, I watched porn before I had sex, right?
Me too.
I mean, experienced porn at least.
Yeah.
Because
pretty sure
that's how the world worked.
Yeah.
This is just like a common thing with comedians. It just ends up on porn. When I saw the Jacob thing, I was like, I know that this conversation ends up going about porn.
I don't even think we talked about porn. We talked about jerking off, did we?
Yeah.
With Jacob?
Yeah.
I know he's so anti-porn. Like, there's no way it didn't come up. And mad respect to Jacob, because he's actually like a little bit.
Well, you got to know who you are.
Yeah, dude, I can go a whole month without drinking or smoking weed, but I don't think I could do him. He did 2 months.
No jerking off.
Without coming.
Whoa.
I feel I would be backed up punching walls.
He said there was wet
I would
dreams.
just be full of rage, you know?
There was wet dreams?
That's what he said.
Fucking, yo.
He was like, yeah, but I don't count those.
Dude, imagine if Jacob was like, I'm just picturing the willpower on this guy.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
like
obviously mentally so strong.
a beast.
For sure.
We should just like turn him into a freak athlete, right? Be like, Jacob, you need to rewire your brain to want to go to the NFL, because
I feel like he's got the body. Maybe not NFL, but
different sport.
Soccer.
UFC.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Make him a killer.
Let's make him like
Straight
a
warrior.
badminton world champion.
dude,
You can do it. You have the mental strength.
Water polo.
I just need you to commit your life to fucking badminton,
the
Jacob.
funniest badminton player ever. That's his credit.
Yeah.
Just badminton champ on every poster.
Because I mean, he's just like the mental strength that takes, or maybe it doesn't take. I don't know. I think it's impressive to me because there's an amount of willpower involved.
It seemed like because
because it's not like maybe he's just asexual. Like, well, what if he just doesn't want to jerk off ever?
well, he told us, because I asked him when the last time he jerked off was, and it was like 3 days before the podcast. So definitely there's a desire there.
Yeah. So he's not. I wonder. Yeah.
I don't think he was planning on talking about it on the podcast. So
Right. Well, I wasn't either, but also kind of was.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew it would come up.
Anything's open, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like
We'll get into butthole country soon enough.
we're working our way there. You can feel it, just like
Usually we just jump off the cliff into butthole country.
Yeah. That's how it should end. It should be just like a creek going down, and then it just ends with a waterfall into butthole
Right.
country.
Right. Most people want to end up here. We want to end up down here.
Yeah,
Butthole
down here in butthole country. No, I think it, I could see him just being like some sort of like not sexually interested at all. And he's like, dude, I never jerk off.
Right.
But just because he's like asexual or whatever. But he's probably not. I don't want to put that on him.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
I don't.
I think we should spend the next 15 to 20 minutes.
He's too
trying to-
good. He's too good looking for that.
Oh,
You know what I
fucking
mean?
So annoying, dude.
Like,
Straight out of the Disney Channel.
Dude, when he went to Spain, I was like, dope. I'm the good looking one. And then he came back, and I was like, and now you're in the comedy scene too, so it's like, and there's more competition now. How do you feel about that?
What?
Entering the
Dude,
the stand up comedy realm.
I've loved comedy like my whole life. Watched I think Eddie Murphy was my first exposure.
Delirious?
I think Raw. I don't know. With my dad, and he was kind of sneaking it to me, you know what I mean? My dad used to be awesome. He used to listen to Led Zeppelin and fucking awesome music.
Eddie Murphy.
We watched Eddie Murphy. We watched all kinds of comedy and stuff. And then he just like broke down. He focused too much on work and forgot about fun. And now he just listens to shitty country music. And it's a damn shame.
Bummer.
Yeah. We used to, he's like who introduced me to good music. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy and fucking, I used to listen to Tool with my dad. And like,
Wow.
yeah.
My dad definitely has good music taste that has influenced me. My dad, super like liberal.
Okay.
Guy. So
my dad's the exact opposite.
that's been good. I remember actually watching on Comedy Central. It was a Ron White comedy special with my dad, and my mom wasn't around, but we were watching it, and he was like, "You shouldn't tell your mom we're watching this."
Right.
And we just watched it, and it was good. And I definitely didn't understand the content. I was probably 13,
Right.
so like I wasn't getting the jokes, but I understood that it was funny because he would laugh, and then you hear the audience laugh. And then you see Ron White getting drunk and smoking a cigar, and you're like, all right. Like I kind of start to get it, but that was dope. That was one of my good memories. I think that pushed me towards comedy a little bit.
Totally. Yeah, comedy for me was like Pulp Fiction, also exposed to far too young. And I didn't understand it all, but the rape scene was always horrific. It still fucks up my night sometimes, you know.
Dude, I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
Are you serious?
That's
It's
on
so
the
good.
internet.
I'm a big fan.
I
Yeah.
need to, right? Like everybody should.
It's an
see
experience.
get nice and stoned.
That. Watch it. Is it on like Netflix?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's on
yeah.
Netflix.
Pulp Fiction's on Netflix.
Yes,
pretty,
it is.
pretty positive.
Is that almost condescending to like super like influential movies that are just like, hey, you're on Netflix now.
Dude, fuck that. Put it out there.
I guess everything's on Netflix.
It's probably on YouTube too in 5 parts. But.
You want as with fucking ads in the middle for the fucking stamps.com.
Yeah, at least Netflix is what, $10 a month?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You guys have you monetized this at all? Is that fair to ask?
Not at all.
Not at all. You're just doing this for fun.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you think you could
one day
monetize
would be
I don't know if we quite have the power yet as far as like advertising power numbers wise, but we're working towards it. And we've also kind of been talking with the other local podcasts about maybe starting a network. That way we put all our numbers together
network.
And then we could advertise.
That's a good idea. I think that's a really, really good idea. Got a burp.
But it's we're just growing and getting better, and
it smells like blue cheese.
And
my burp, by the way.
I feel like there's a
the
big
listeners.
thing to if we're getting paid for it, I feel like there's going to be some extra pressure. So I do want to be as prepared as possible.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of glad we don't have that many listeners because as of late, I've said some real dumb shit.
I thought that was in the beginning. It's also been recently.
Oh, the beginning wasn't terrible. You'd be surprised. But yeah. Or I thought you meant the beginning of the podcast. Yeah, in the beginning was
I meant the beginning of
all shit.
When you started the podcast.
Yeah, that was all terrible. And then less and less terrible. It wasn't
all terrible.
And then
that's where we started.
No, it's true. It's good. But
we had some funny things.
Totally. There was a lot of funny things in there, but definitely just said some regrettable things.
Yeah, well, I'm just like narcissistic enough to be like, as many people should hear me as possible.
Right. That's good.
It's probably good
what
for
you're
them. Trying to do. Kind of. And it's also detrimental to living a healthy life, but but besides that, I agree.
Have you thought about doing a podcast?
I do. I have a podcast.
You do?
Really?
Who doesn't have a podcast? Dude?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about it.
It's called the Road Gigs Podcast.
Okay.
It's honestly, it's on my phone. I just record it with my phone. It's a really good way for me to write.
Totally.
After stand-up shows. I didn't realize till recently I've been going on the road more than people in Durango have in general, I would say, and I've been going by myself.
Yeah.
So like drive to Pueblo, it's like 6 hours. Do a show for free, come back for 6 hours. And on that 6 hours back, I've like tended to get into this mindset of like, what the fuck am I doing? Mm-hmm. And it's like kind of negative. So I've pulled out my phone and started recording the good things that happened on the trip and the things that I thought went well and were funny or whatever, just things I enjoyed about going to Pueblo and doing this show. Yeah. Just for myself, just so I didn't feel like a fucking...
Working out your thoughts.
Just so I didn't feel like a loser.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what are you doing? You just lost money. For... went to Pueblo, did a show, 6 people. Nobody laughed. I did 30 minutes. Drove back. And I was just like, on the way back, I was like, fuck me. Like, I'm like, why am I doing this? So I just like had to like try and be positive.
Right.
And it was really good for me. When after I recorded that podcast, I felt really good. I talked about the positive things. So it's basically focusing on the positive of road gigs is what my podcast is about.
Awesome. Sounds encouraging as fuck.
Yeah. So now that this new tour I have, this would be a good chance to ask me about dates when I'm done with this sentence. Help you guys out.
Coming up next.
I'll help you guys out. So my plan for this tour is when I drive back, it's all road gigs pretty much. Like Dave Oakley and I are going to Phoenix. When we drive back, my plan is to just like record a quick podcast with Dave, 20-30 minutes on my phone, and let's just talk about the best things from the trip, what we thought was funny, what stood out to us, whatever. You know, just talk about doing comedy on the road. Okay. And what was good and what was bad and why we enjoyed it. And that's the premise of the podcast. It's mostly for myself. And If anybody wants to listen, it's on the internet for free. So go ahead.
Kind of what we're doing.
Yeah. Which is great. And I love it.
That sounds awesome, dude. How many have you done?
1, 0,
Oh, okay.
0. It's going to start with the tour. So Dave,
fuck yeah.
Dave will be episode 1. I've done episode 0. Which is just myself talking in my room, saying what the future episodes are going to be, which is what I just described to you guys a little bit. And it's supposed to be just a morale boost for road comics. We're just like, what the fuck did we just do? Yeah. But in a good way. I like the what the fuck did we just do. You should doubt yourself on the way back every time, I think.
It's going to make you stronger.
Yeah. And then the next time you go out, you're like, I need to make the most of this. Because last time I was doubting myself on the way home.
Right.
and it's always different things that you doubt yourself for. So yeah, that's the podcast I have.
Fuck yeah. Sweet. Sounds like how I feel every time I leave a party. Just like, fuck, why the fuck? What did I say?
That'd be a good podcast premise too. The post-party podcast. Just come back hammered, like, hey.
Before I had the balls to go to open mics, I just used parties as my open mics.
Yeah.
A lot of unwilling.
You think you're gonna keep going?
Oh yeah.
Do you think? Are you a comic now?
I don't know if I can say that, but I'm gonna keep going.
I can say it.
Oh, totally.
I mean, also you can say it. Anybody who's done comedy, I think, is a comic.
Right.
There's really good comics and there's shitty garbage comics, and then there's everywhere in between that spectrum of comics. But I think we're still all comics.
Right.
And we should just not be mad at each other. Just be like, you're not a fucking comic, bro. If you ever say that to anyone, who are you?
You're an asshole for sure.
Unless you have 9 Netflix specials, don't ever say to anyone, you're not a fucking comic, bro.
Totally.
And even if you do have 9 Netflix specials, you're probably self-aware enough to be
unless you're just stealing jokes.
Right.
Yeah, fuck that.
Then you're a piece of shit.
Somebody that comes out with a paper of like all the jokes written down.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking way too much fun. My issue is I'm having a really hard time translating what I'm writing onto stage, and it's mostly I get there and I start talking to like Dave and Kat, and like I start like, you know, kind of flowing in conversation. And then by the time I get up there, like I feel like anything I say that I wrote is gonna be fake, like feel not genuine, you know? And like
kind of. I think that's a great way to like flush out materials, to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, yo, something crazy happened today.
Right.
Dude, like today, at the brewery, brewery that I work at.
My favorite.
There's this lady going for a run, and she comes into our brewery and she's like, it's warmer out than I expected. Can I give you guys my jacket and then continue my run? And then when I'm done running, I'm going to pick up my jacket on the way home. And we were like, what the fuck did you just say?
$10.
Do we look like a coat check to you?
Like, I don't want to be responsible for it.
So I think like that happened to me 4 hours ago before I came here. So like, I think a great way to flush out that material is to just like talk about it with people. That's what comedy is sharing a funny story about like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
And then you add some comedic elements to it if you can.
Yeah.
So I think talking to Dave and Kat and then not feeling genuine, I don't think you should do that.
And I wasn't even talking to them about the material I planned on. I talked to them about my last night's experience that I had forgotten about all day because I was hungover, and then told them about it. And I was like, well, what I wrote sounds like bullshit. I'm just going to say this. But I feel like what I'm writing is... I feel like I have strong writing, but for some reason I don't trust it, and I'm not like an actor. Like I'm not well versed in memorizing lines for one.
Yeah.
And then saying them, you know, in good timing, and
which is just experience. It's all experience.
Right. And I just go straight into my comfort zone, which is this. And I like this last time I just started talking shit, and I'm not real proud of everything I said, but like I just had to keep saying it, you know?
Comedy set, you mean, or last podcast?
Last comedy set. But the one before that, I had this crazy day where I met my little sister's new baby, and then I went to a retirement home, and this crazy, like, fucking both sides of life. I got to get used to this.
Yes. Dude, yeah, you've tagged that a couple times.
This is the first time it's been here.
Okay.
Move it around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, and all I wanted to talk about was my day, and it went well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You did do good.
Together pretty well.
And you had nobody in the room, which is a good experience.
Well,
it's a great experience to try and do comedy for nobody. You really get to know yourself.
You just got to do it.
When there's 3 people there.
And the fact that, this last week, it was when I went up, it was just the comics pretty much and like 2 people. So I was like, fuck what I wrote. Like, I'm just going to talk about my dick.
So you're saying you didn't write about your dick?
No, I don't write about my dick much. It's mostly...
I've been writing a lot less dick jokes lately.
What?
I've been trying to go up the last few weeks, but fucking life just keeps shitting on me. I'm going up this week.
You are?
Mm-hmm. He's committing.
El Rancho?
To Elliot Weber. Oh, you're not even going to be there.
I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be in Phoenix making
it's all right. I'm still
money moves.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Are you excited?
Phoenix.
I am.
Yeah.
You talk about this, I got to pee again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small bladder.
I've done this before. Like, I'm good at have a business degree, so I'm good at like reaching out and promoting myself.
Okay.
I wish I was as good at comedy as I was at that.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Every time I've gone on the road and done stuff, I've come back a better comic. You just learn.
For sure.
And we think about Durango, we get 2 shows a week, most. Nobody else is. You get Mo's open mic, which is a music open mic that I crash.
Fuck yeah.
That I haven't seen a single other comedian at in a long time. And then you get El Rancho every week. Maybe you get the Laugh Therapy, which is amazing mic. But so at most 2 to 3 mics a week. When I go to Phoenix, I'm going to do 5 shows in 4 nights.
Right.
So you just get so much experience so
Reps.
quickly. Yeah. It's like I just did 2 weeks of Durango in 4 days.
Totally.
So you come back stronger than you were when you left here.
Well, yeah, and just practice on stage. Material is going to develop way quicker, especially if you just told it that night. You got a response from the crowd, and you're like, all right, I'm going to edit it this way. And then you get an awesome response. You're like, that's how it's fucking done now. You know?
Exactly. That's what's great about it. And you also just get to experience new crowds.
Uh-huh.
Like Durango's tired of me. I'm sure of it. Hey, guys. Sorry, anybody listening in Durango. I'm sure you're tired of my attitude and jokes, which just happens, dude. If you go every week for 10 weeks, people know your shit, and they're like, all right, something new, please. Right. So it's good to go on the road and see how your material travels.
Yeah, if there's one room, I mean, it's pretty tough to develop a set in that room. I haven't told the same thing even close yet.
Which is good. I think if you're new, mix it up every time.
Yeah.
And then once you get something that hits consistently, start to build an act around it. I think it's a good way to go. And you're on your way to that.
Yeah, this week is the first week since I've been doing it that there's the Laugh Therapy open mic and the El Rancho.
Are you going to hit both?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're going to kill Laugh Therapy.
I think I got to go with some written shit. That's the thing. I got to do some written shit.
In your mind, whatever the best jokes you've done so far are,
okay,
start with those at Laugh Therapy.
Right.
And then do whatever after that. But those are going to kill because that's the best open mic in the fucking country, which is we have it. It's in Durango, Colorado has the best open mic in the country, which is crazy.
Dude, we went the first time, so dope.
Mandy painted this for us.
We're going to have Elliot sign it maybe.
You think?
Fuck yeah.
I have an ugly signature, but I'm down to do it.
Yeah, but you're like
I was going to get a bigger one to put right there, but Mandy just painted that one.
Nice. That's sick.
Whatever. My fans will love it. What's up? Are they listening? What's up, guys? How are you? Fucking, I missed you guys. Starbucks employees that know me because I come there regularly and they don't ask for my name. Those are fans. If someone doesn't ask for your name when you order, you're like, oh, so you're a fan?
Right.
And they're like, no, you just come here every week. And you're like, cool.
I feel the same way about the people at my coffee shop. They know I have a podcast and they know my name, so
you're like,
it's pretty much a fan.
These are my fans. What's up? How are you guys? Also, sorry for being myself. I apologize for that.
Chris at the coffee shop is one of our longest fans for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been listening recently.
He likes shit on
Yo,
Instagram.
Chris, listen up. Fuck.
He's the
I'll fight, dude. How about this? Anybody,
anybody
who listens to this podcast, I'll fight you. How about that? Whoever's listening right now and wants to fight me, let me know, and then we'll do. Can we video it and we'll just fight in your guys's?
Definitely do a boxing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Just as like a promotional thing.
Mm-hmm. Like a boxing tournament.
Elliot Weber fights the biggest challenger. Whoever wants to fight me the most.
Pat.
Whoever's listens to this and been like, yo, I'm going to really want to punch that guy. Also, not a good fighter. Like, you're probably for sure going to win. Oh, it's just going to be us?
Yeah. The three of us, we're just going to fight in here.
Okay, we're just going to wrestle and then turn the cameras off and take our clothes off.
No, we're going to turn the cameras on.
The plan.
Turn the cameras on and take our clothes off.
What's the point in fucking doing it if the cameras are on?
Oh, Lord.
We're trying to promote ourselves, Elliot.
We're going to be huge
Thought you were
on Pornhub.
So you do have a business degree?
I have business economics degree.
And what's your other degree?
Exercise science.
Which
I shit all over the exercise science degree in my jokes because that's the dumbest degree you could ever get.
I wanted to be a physical or personal trainer for a minute. But just because
I am, like, I'm certified and educated to be a personal trainer. If you guys want to know about how to grow your biceps, I'm your fucking dude.
How do you grow your biceps?
Do some fucking curls.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. So exactly, you know how it's useless because you knew that, right?
Mm-hmm. I did know that actually.
Well, I listen to Joe Rogan, so
All this.
Do some curls. Do some kettlebell swings.
Only do
drink
kettlebells.
What else did Joe Rogan do?
I did kettlebells before I came here.
Do some bone marrow.
I'm trying to
tea or
build.
whatever.
I'm trying to build a foundation.
Where do you work out?
Rec center.
Rec center. That makes sense.
Yeah, and home. I have the whole Joe Rogan starter kit. I got kettlebells. I got fucking
At home.
yeah. I got like steel clubs and shit.
What?
Yeah.
That's actually dope.
Dude, it's when I only have 30 fucking minutes and that's how long it takes me to get to the rec center and back. Like I might as well just fucking
Yeah.
throw it down.
Did you know about what's the name of it? It's a gym in town that's close to you guys. It's like right up here.
Okay, like 24-hour fitness or something.
Yeah, is in Three Springs.
I think it's expensive as
That's
shit.
it. It is expensive.
I used to I worked there. I was an intern there for a while.
Uh-huh.
I was straight up cold calling people. We just call and be like, "Hey, have you heard of 24 Hour?"
That's your job?
Yeah.
leave me the fuck alone.
That was my internship. Yeah.
Click.
Yeah, but I'd be like, "We have like good memberships. You guys could like get like super ripped." And they were like, "Yeah." So still leave us alone though.
There's been nights I was really
It's like,
high
I'll fucking
on-
fight you, dude. I'll fight you. How about this? I'll fight you. If I win, you have to get a membership. How about that?
I bet you come on down to the 24-hour fitness. I give you a tour,
Yeah.
then we fight.
It's not even 24-hour fitness. What the fuck is it?
I have no idea.
There is a 24-hour fitness over there. I've
No,
been
it's an,
super
it's an anytime fitness.
anytime.
Because I used to work there. 24-hour fitness is different. There's no 24-hour fitness in this town.
Oh,
Our
there
bad,
isn't.
dog.
Isn't it? Can't you go 24 hours a day?
What do you guys think? Yeah, you can. But
Okay.
it's like, so
Because I've been really high on cocaine before and thought about driving across the street. Like I'm gonna go work
I
out.
could get a lift in.
Yeah, for sure. I've thought about it.
It's close.
What do you guys think the odds are you get sued off this podcast? Like besides 100%.
How so?
Eh,
I mean, just like the things we've said so far about like.
I
What
don't
have we
think
said?
so.
No, I don't think it's.
That's sue-worthy.
There was a lot of jokes I could have made about the blind basketball team that I didn't.
No, I don't know about.
Yeah, but who's gonna sue you over that?
I think 24-hour fitness. I feel like just naming things wrong. I feel like you need a researcher so you don't get sued.
No, this is
Or maybe just have a disclaimer up front.
we're
like,
gonna start doing a disclaimer.
If
This
we
is
were
the first
sponsored
fucking
by-
episode.
Yeah,
If
everything.
we were sponsored by 24-hour fitness and it was Anytime Fitness,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we kept saying the
I
wrong
just-
shit.
It's like, is that? Oh.
That one's kind of fucked up.
Sorry, one more.
Get it. There. Cock and balls.
Mic
That's good.
difficulties.
That's good.
It's
No,
nice the comedians on the podcast know about mic awareness.
Do we?
Yeah.
More so than other
The
people.
sound's
Well,
been very nice lately.
yeah.
I feel like I've been like self-conscious about it the whole time.
Well, and I
There's
was
some people
watching.
that are-
I watched you get off the mic and you heard it, and then you came back on
Yeah.
the mic. That's beautiful.
'cause I
Because
can
some
hear it in my
people just
headphones.
do this shit for
Yeah.
for 10 minutes if you're not like, hey.
Well, I like to hear my voice, so
Exactly.
I'm
This is
mostly looking.
perfect.
I'm mostly looking for that.
Yeah, one of the
Podcast land is
things-
perfect for that.
I didn't bring my notebook out on this one because once you pulled up, I was like, fuck it. But one of the first thing I wrote was, do you think comedians are narcissistic?
Yeah, man. Obviously,
100%. Yeah.
I've actually been concerned about how much I think people like. I'm so self-aware of what people think about me.
Mm.
Like I care so much about. Like I wore this shirt for you guys.
Thanks, man.
I wore and nobody's gonna see that. Like what? Nobody cares, dude. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I've never really been that way until this year. And like I started doing my hair, and
That's how you do it. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's good.
I'm losing it. I'm going bald, so I'm trying. I'm fighting it.
No. Yeah, I think narcissism is. I think it's rampant in just like culture in general.
Mm.
Like just with social media. And
Totally.
Like how many likes did you get? 200. Cool. Like, I also being self-conscious. I think is the most narcissistic thing you can do. That happens to me all the time. Like I'm self-conscious about how I look. I'm like, I hope nobody like notices like a bald patch in my beard.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and then like nobody fucking looks at you. Nobody cares about you.
Right, but I feel like looking in the mirror every now and then to make sure you don't have a booger or something isn't.
It's
the
fair.
worst thing in
It's
the world.
fair, dude. But I'll just look in the mirror and be like, "Do I look good today?"
I'm not
I know what you're
happy
saying.
with
Yeah.
my
It's like
appearance.
having conversations in your head, like when you're planning for a conversation that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
And all day you go over it,
I talk to
like,
myself. That's narcissistic.
And then
as
it gets
fuck.
there, and like nobody even gives a shit about you. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They don't. That conversation never happens.
That's exactly it.
And you think you're gonna have this conversation with somebody, and it never even happens because they don't. They're not thinking about you. You're just thinking about yourself.
Right.
And then I talk about it on the podcast, and they hear it, and they're mad.
Well, yeah, and now we're all self-aware. I think it's everybody gets self-conscious, but we should know that being self-conscious is actually super narcissistic of a thing to do. Just like, I hope nobody notices this is it. It's like, hey, bro, nobody notices you. And you're like, what? Like, yeah, nobody notices you. And you're like, but I do comedy.
Right. I definitely feel like I'm special. I always have.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would you not?
Right.
Like somebody else has what it. No. Yeah. I think it's normal to feel like you're special, but we're not. So average.
My mom.
Do something to make yourself special
really
too. Do a handstand, dude. Do a handstand.
I can do a handstand. I do jujitsu, dog.
Dude, do
I'm
it.
Joe Rogan out.
Dude, do a handstand for 3 minutes, and then I'll be like, all right, he's special. Like, do something.
I could do it against the wall for 3 minutes.
Yeah, do something somebody else can't do, and then I'll be impressed.
Well, I think I'm special because I bought microphones and put my fucking
right
terrible thoughts on the internet like an asshole.
Forever.
You
think?
I know. I don't know, man.
What's your guys' end? I'll just do it myself this time. What's your guys' end goal with the podcast?
If we could
monetize it and make it a job, like move to a bigger city and
what's your list?
Have a studio.
How many listeners?
We're doing like 100 a week.
100 a week.
But
no, it's cool. I'll just do that. No, it's cool.
That'll work.
100 a week. And what's your spread? It's like Southwest Colorado.
No,
all over the place.
Denver. Right now it's Denver, Durango, LA, right? Or Farmington.
No, it's Denver,
LA.
Denver, LA, Durango. They all like bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
What's your most listened to podcast?
Evan, my buddy Evan, the Ramblin' Stambler. He's a gardener.
And how many did I get?
Like 140.
140.
Yeah.
That's like, I think you could monetize it at 100 people.
Last week was our month was our biggest month.
Okay.
We had like 450 or something.
Okay.
And that was our best month so far. This is the first time I've ever talked about the numbers on the podcast.
I look at the numbers like a business.
Should I stop asking you about it? I'm really curious.
People can see it if they really want to.
It's I can help you.
No, that's good. No, this is what I wanted.
I can see your face way better.
Yeah. This is exactly what I wanted.
We should just drill them into the ceiling.
Dude, you should all of them.
Yeah. I thought about it.
It's not the worst idea ever.
Honestly, it's a good idea.
If we had a little mount, and then
it's not the worst idea on this podcast.
I do all the time. Well, that's not a shitty idea.
Yeah,
like, thanks, man.
You want to make pterodactyl porn, or you want to drill the microphones into the ceiling? A little both.
I feel like
both.
Yeah, if you're gonna do one, why not the other?
I feel like if we had them in the ceiling, we could make the pterodactyl porn easier.
So much more room for activities, bro.
Well, this is half of a porn studio.
Yeah, you got the microphones, right? You just need the cameras. Oh, no, you got this one too. So what are you filming with that one?
Not anymore. The battery died.
But
that one's for Instagram.
Still going.
Clips.
Yeah, that one is our.
That's interesting.
Go-to.
I like.
But no, I want to monetize it. I want to make it.
I feel like you just need to find a company that's struggling.
Should hit up the fleshlight.
Yeah, look for someone who's going out of business and be like, "Yo,
yeah, because they have money to give us.
We're barely in business,
right?
Let's work together." And it's got to be local too, right? I feel it'd have to be Durango based.
Yeah, Denver's our number one listener, but
so maybe Denver.
Durango's right up there.
It's crazy to me that you can't get a dispensary.
We haven't really tried. Like I said,
you're in it for the love of the game.
Well, I'm in it for the long haul. I don't want
practice.
Yeah,
it's kind of like our open mic.
Right.
Yeah, you just do it enough times, and then eventually you.
It's like our open mic that we put on the internet.
Dude, I wonder if we could get semi-celebrities on here.
We got you, dog.
Right. Shut the fuck up. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now.
I have 600 Instagram followers.
That's like one of the biggest we have so far. Yeah. You got more than Jonas.
You're going to Phoenix.
That's really important to me that I have more than Jonas. How many does he have?
569, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just know because
41
I was looking
more,
at it today.
31 more.
Fuck yeah.
Do
That's
some
hard.
Instagram stalking.
No, I feel like we could get we had Kostaki Economopoulos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not gonna like being name dropped on here, by the way.
Well, he already has been. David
Yeah.
Oakley already did it.
Okay, and of course he did. Let's pull him. Like, I feel like next time we get somebody like that in town.
I feel like he's huge, dude. I think we'd
Yeah.
be lucky to get Zach Abeta.
No, I could get Zach Abeta to do this for you tomorrow. Sorry, Zach.
I've already, well, I haven't reached out and asked him to be on the podcast
If he's already,
yet, but I was thinking about
if
it
he's
today.
next time he's in Durango,
Yeah.
hit him up. Dude, I could get someone for you. Royal Wood is coming to town tonight. I don't know if he's spending the night, but we should coordinate.
That's the
Is
thing,
what
is
I'm
there
saying.
needs to be a little time beforehand, just because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people are rolling in and out, and even if they
Yeah.
are staying, they're rolling out early. So
It's a cool idea. I like the idea of just podcasting.
yeah,
It's
dude.
a fun conversation.
Yeah.
It's intimate.
To gain an audience.
And I like totally gaining
And
an
I
audience.
think most of our audience feels like they're part of the conversation.
Yeah, it's
And
It's relatable, right? It's the
yeah.
same. It's the same model as Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
we're super normal. And when we don't have a guest, dude, it's like therapy. I mean, we might have a couple current events or something that we toss around and
Yeah.
talk about, but it's just like we're talking about our fucking week
You two just come in here and do a podcast
it's
without anybody.
every week, dog. It's got to be once a week.
Wow,
And
that's
help
good.
again.
It's good to commit to that.
Well, when we
That's a
did
good way to
sober, when we did sober October, we did like one podcast that whole month, and our numbers just fucking plummeted.
Yeah, so you
Well,
got to keep it weekly.
There's obviously
Consistently.
less content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, people stopped listening for like a couple months.
Well, how do you get better at anything, right? If you want to get better doing pull-ups, you better do pull-ups at least once a
Consistently.
fucking week.
Yeah.
If you want to get really good at pull-ups, do pull-ups every fucking day. So I appreciate it from the standpoint of if we just do it regularly, we'll get better at it.
Mhm.
Right. And about 6 months ago, I made that commitment to pull-ups. I'm actually pretty goddamn good at it.
What's your record? How many you got in a row?
I usually just do like 10 to 15. I don't push it too
10 to
much.
15.
But I do like 3 sets. you
Yeah.
know.
No, dude, when I do pull-ups, I like to keep it small. I'll usually stick between like 75 and 80 in a row before I come down. But that's honestly just because other people at the gym are like, hey, bro, can we use the pull-up bar?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? That's fair. I've been on here for 9 minutes in a row.
Yeah, I get it.
So I don't want to brag. I didn't come on here to brag. I really didn't. But that's
That's
the way
what we're
it is.
doing here, dog.
So what do you bench? I'm curious now.
Right.
Pounds or kilos?
Pounds.
Pounds or kilos. It's right here that's slipping on.
I see. What do I bench or what could I bench?
What do you bench?
What
What could you?
Like
I'll
in
answer
5 years?
Both.
Or?
I'll answer both. Right now, what do I bench? Like 235 for 1 rep. What could I bench? 270. No, you know what? 315. You could, because I believe in myself.
Right.
No, like 240, 5 pounds more than I can.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but also I'm like pretty ripped. You
I feel
know,
like we should work out together, dog.
Dude,
feel like
I would
we're
love to
pretty
work out
similar.
together. I will
What gym do you go
Do you
to?
wake up early?
bury you. What's up?
What gym do you go
That's
to?
okay.
Muscle Beach is my is what we call my garage.
Your home gym?
Ah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I got enough in there to prove a point. Oh man.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody on here hates me.
I wish I had a garage.
I didn't
Oh.
even wear a tight shirt for this. I wore a loose shirt.
Because you're humble, dog.
Yeah, no, I wasn't worried about.
The most humble, cocky comedian ever. Oh, dude. I meant to say this at some point, but your set last Saturday was very well done.
Thank you. I
It
haven't.
was-
I need to watch it.
Oh yeah,
I've listened back to it, but I have not watched it.
I watched it once drunk.
Okay.
That night I uploaded it to Google Drive. I was kind of drunk and I watched it.
Did you guys figure that out?
Yeah, right.
That worked
You got
well.
on
I
there?
have
Cool.
it. I can access
My internet
it.
sucks, and I tried to upload it so much.
It took
No,
like
just-
2 hours.
Your internet sucks, and you're just like, well, let's record a podcast.
Well, we record it and bounce it here, and then I upload it at my house.
Okay.
We just put it on the
I
little
got a
card
badass
that's in the
computer,
camera.
but horrible internet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Some sort of like desktop setup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know know enough about it.
I got nothing. Phil's my tech guy for anything. Like if I have
It
a
all goes
technical
to
question.
here to this little thing here, and then into the computer. Boom.
Yeah. And our other good friend.
And then if we were to pull up a video, can we pull something up just for the sake of like, what do you guys want to pull up?
Boom.
Pterodactyl porn?
I mean, besides pterodactyl
I was
porn.
like, we can do it. We have the capabilities.
What's that? Heckler owned for 17 minutes.
That seems a little.
It's a long time.
I feel
excessive.
like, what was your set length? 20? Did you only have 3 minutes of material? And then you're like, I'm going to just roast this fat, ugly guy for 17 minutes.
How long can you talk shit to a heckler before it's considered a hate crime?
Depends on the race.
That's
Depends on.
This is a perfect answer.
Asians like 80 minutes, to be honest. No.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Shouldn't have said that.
It's okay. Do you watch a lot of comedy?
Dude, I consume so much comedy.
Have you watched Dr. Ken Jeong's new one on Netflix?
No.
Did
that just come out?
Yeah.
Like today?
Like
the last week.
Like the last week. I watched it.
He has a new
yesterday.
Netflix special?
Yeah.
That's his first Netflix special.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll check that out. I watch like probably a comedy special every day,
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a similar boat.
which
yeah.
is too much, especially if I perform that day, because I'll just go out there, I'll watch a special and then go perform and then just like be like, oh, I'm just going to talk like that
Do you
person.
have dreams of comedy?
Yeah.
Of doing comedy? Because even the other night after I watched your set, like I came home and fell asleep and was just like writing jokes in my dream
Yeah.
just all night long.
I
I couldn't imagine doing it all the time.
I have that effect on people.
Yeah.
People have seen my comedy.
It's very inspirational.
Yeah, they've seen my comedy. They've seen my comedy before, and then just they had a dream, and it was just them winning gold medals at the Olympics, and they were like, "I think you inspired that," and I was like, "You're right. That was me.
I think you did.
That was for sure me."
Dude, it is an obsessive pursuit. Like,
Yeah,
that's all I think about now. It's fucking me up. And it used to be the podcast, and now it's just like this fucked up combination of both, where like this conversation would be great on podcast, and it's like, well, this would be more of a material type thing, and
yeah.
now it's ridiculous.
And I think the podcast is a great way to flesh out material.
Right.
Like I think I said earlier something about being able to talk about your material and say whatever story, and then figure out how it's funny, or just talk about it.
Yeah, let's be
And
honest.
figure out
Nobody
how
at the open mic is going to be listening to my fucking podcast.
Yeah. Maybe. I listened to the Jacob Jonas one tomorrow. I'll listen to it tomorrow. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought about it, but
No. I wanted to before I came here, but I'm also a piece of shit, so I slept in. And
dude, I'm fucking stoked you didn't. I
do
like
that.
I like coming in blind.
I was like, who knows what the fuck this will be. That's
Mostly
good.
dick jokes.
Like,
So I feel like we need to pull something up on the.
What would you like to watch?
Yeah, I feel.
do that?
Nothing really comes to mind.
Pterodactyl porn.
A
It is.
great question. Do you know what we should watch? Let's watch leg press leg breaks.
Oh my god, I'm actually down.
Can I pee while you load that?
Yeah, we can all take a break.
All right.
We're gonna come back and watch leg press leg breaks.
Yeah.
What
we're
if
back.
What if that's just how he existed forever?
This guy.
Mid fail on
Looks
I think
bad.
that was a clean. This is
Here we
like
go.
Yeah.
clean. And
no.
faints.
Oh my god. That was aggressive.
Didn't break the
straight back.
Didn't break the glass,
That's
which is
good
good.
fucking mirror.
Look how slowly his friends approach him. Like they don't give a fuck.
It's like, you know Pete, always passing out during power cleats.
It seemed like an
like-
occurrence.
be like, hey,
something
man.
that's happened frequently.
You know, I just cleaned 10 pounds heavier, right? You just like rubbing it in his face
Nobody panicked at all. Look,
and
he's,
shakes his hand.
he's stoked. Just bounces dome off a mirror and then the ground.
Look at, oh, this guy's for sure gonna die.
Oh no. Oh! Jesus.
Who needs a trachea?
Oh my god.
Look at this rapid fire.
Oh my god.
You should put those things higher, dog.
Neck. Yeah.
That could have went way worse.
Oh, I've seen this one before.
Ugh.
Hey,
Why?
relax, dude.
For real.
Calm the fuck down. Who are you?
Who does that?
You weigh like 155
That's what I'm saying. This guy
pounds.
looks like me.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
this chick's horse sawing. Oh, straight to her face.
We're watching Most Dangerous Gym Fails?
Gym
or something?
fails. Oh, this guy's got a clean
Oh.
to his face.
Look at all the Asians. They let Asians go to the gym? Oh,
Apparently there.
must have been in Asia.
Whew, that's a lot of weight.
Actually,
Doing a squat.
one of the most ripped guys in my high school was an Asian, Charles Shu.
Oh,
Really?
I'll out him. I don't give a fuck.
There was a super, like, athletic but uncoordinated Asian at my high school. His name was Kevin Costner. He was half white, half
Kevin
Asian.
Costner.
I swear to God. Oh.
that guy looked like Matt Serra.
Face. This for sure ends up with a rubber.
For sure, he's got tension rubber band right
Just
to the
punched
face.
himself in the face.
Same thing happened the first time I tried to put a condom on. Uh-oh. This kid doesn't even have any friends to help him
this
out.
dude's about to fuck his dick up.
Spot, turn my GoPro off and then spot.
Yeah, who's filming themselves when they can't do more than
Dude,
a rep?
that's why I
that's-
don't lock my plates in.
That's
Just in
also-
case I can fucking knock that shit over.
I mean, that's almost that's a good idea. And look at him now. He's like, yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, I'm fine. Nobody saw that.
I'm good. I'm gonna walk around the track.
What?
Whoa. Oh,
Fat dude jumping into a pull-up bar.
And breaks
And-
his spine.
Yeah.
Oh, arm. Breaks his wrist. Breaks his
Straight to the
shoulder.
back.
that's why I'm scared to do that.
Hey, if you wear a backwards hat at the gym, you deserve that.
I kind of agree.
Except you wear a backwards hat at the gym.
I
you?
don't.
Okay.
I don't wear a hat at the gym.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rule.
I can't
Kick
do
that.
it.
Kick that guy in the neck.
What a dick.
Sometimes I'm the sweatshirt on a treadmill guy.
Oh,
Power
whoa.
clean.
Oh,
I felt like that wasn't that much weight.
Huh.
I feel like we're dealing with some real amateurs.
Oh, I've seen this one. This one's good
Oh,
too.
Jesus.
Shit.
He held it together pretty decently.
Cable's gonna break.
Cable rose, yeah.
But the cable breaks. Yeah.
Oh. Cable breaks, hits himself in the face.
have you ever done anything like that at the gym, where you were embarrassed?
Oh yeah, I get embarrassed like all the time.
At the gym?
I think just in general, but yeah, also at the gym.
You seem like one of those guys that's got it form down.
No,
knows what he's doing.
I think I'm pretty composed in general, but I've like failed a squat. I've failed a clean probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done something similar to what she just did.
Yeah, thrown yourself 10 feet behind you.
Yeah, dude.
Look like a fucking superhero movie. Somebody pulled
I have
me with
not dropped a bar on my neck.
No, I don't put more
Thankfully.
weight over my neck than I know I could get
Look
off.
at this
for
spotter.
sure.
His spotter's like, oh, let me just strip some weights. Cool. Oh yeah. There you go.
Oh my god, what an asshole.
Good plan. Hey, dude, you weigh 300 pounds. Don't jump
Oh
that
my
It's
high.
like
God.
a 4-foot box jump. Oh my god.
Hey,
Yeah, we could have all
know
guessed that.
know yourself.
Oh,
See, I've done that.
Yeah.
Well, not passed out.
Just a failed clean. Oh, this guy's gonna fall for sure. Huh. I think it'd be funny to add like really girly sound effects to it.
Oh, knees are caving. Knees are caving. Not good.
God, that's so bad for your knees.
right.
Ugh.
Huh.
That guy has a nice beard.
Oh. Good save.
Oh yes.
I thought he was going to let go of the bar and it was going to...
She's about to fuck that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
dude,
God.
I knew she was gonna fuck that thing. Oh, I've seen this one too. Neck.
He's
Hey,
just
guys.
fucking himself up at home.
Is that Dan Bilzerian?
Probably. Bitch.
What kind of bitch can't just hold herself?
That's what Luke Skywalker's been doing.
This is over a 400-pound squat, and
He
this
looks
guy looks
Just like old Mark Hamill.
yeah. Mark Hamill's about to squat 515 pounds.
I don't think he is. This is not the right video for
Jim
that.
fails.
What if at the end there was just a good video? He just gets it. You're like,
I
oh
don't
wow.
think
Oh, nice.
His colon's about to come out of his ass.
Yeah, I don't like the look on his face, to be honest.
He does look like he's like 60.
I mean, I think he is 60.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
Man.
No.
That's a weird response to that. Just collapse at the waist.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I was like the kingpin of gym videos.
Oh, dude, when I was in high school, I was spotting this chick doing
You're spotting a girl?
Yes, I was spotting a girl.
Could she outlift you or no?
No,
Spotting.
she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was dating this. So I was dating this girl, right?
I wasn't dating her, but I
He was
would have.
glassing.
You know, I was
Yeah.
just glassing.
He's glassing.
Glassing.
But she was doing like military blasts, like a military press with your legs and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I call it push press maybe.
Yeah, but it was like a full body motion. But yeah, same.
Maybe a
same.
thruster.
I don't know.
If there's any
They called it
fitness
blasts.
aficionado here, they'll like my terminology.
Right, the old thruster.
Yeah.
But
At least somebody knows what they're talking about.
yeah, she dropped it, and you're taught to do is push it away, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking hit him on the head.
Neck.
Or
You're avoiding.
collarbone.
You're avoiding neck.
Right. So I pushed it, and she held on to it, so it swung into her shin and
Oh.
fucked up like.
Did it break?
No, but just it was a skin injury,
Ugh.
but it was rough, dude. Like it was rough, and my teacher, who was my football coach, was like, "Where was her spotter?" And I was like, "I pushed it. She held on, and it just fucking wham
Damn.
right into her shins." It was awful.
Sounds painful,
And
and
her
she's
parents were nice to me, but I felt like everybody blamed me.
her parents like, we forgive you. We know she's clumsy as fuck.
Well, she was our valedictorian. She was like the star female athlete, the smartest girl in school.
It's so annoying. Be bad at something, you know?
Not great at thrusters.
Yeah. There you go.
She was bad at something.
Hey, people who are great at stuff, be bad at something.
I've thought about that girl so many times, but I've never thought about talking shit about it.
You think
which is funny.
You think she listens or no?
You think
She's
about her a lot.
She was our valedictorian, bro.
Oh yeah, she works on Wall Street.
If I could go back
Her
to high
parents were
school.
doctors. Like, I
Okay.
bet she's doing something special.
Yeah, she just cured cancer. She wasn't
Yeah.
busy listening to the
100%. Not a lot of.
Or she lives on the street and is a crack addict.
I doubt it.
That's fun.
Maybe.
It could be
to
either
think
way.
about. Farmington High School valedictorian. It's not that impressive.
Well, even
Kirtland.
more impressive, Kirtland High School. Yeah. I don't know. if-
What's that?
Kirtland's between Farmington and Shiprock.
It's the next white town before the reservation.
Oh, I know that high school. That's
Yeah.
a big ass high school, right? It's
That's where I went to high school.
huge.
Yeah. Well, it's
Like the land, it's massive.
Oh, yeah, it's on a big piece of land.
It's got
Yeah.
the baddest fucking basketball court of any high school.
Well, and football
the Four
field,
Corners.
'cause
Yeah.
it's all reservation.
Isn't
like-
it turf?
Yeah, yeah.
But are they good at sports?
Yeah.
Oh,
Their
okay.
basketball team's like
Well,
almost always.
Yeah.
That
Three-
res ball, dog.
3A.
No, 4A.
Oh, okay.
Or it was when I was there. I don't know what it is now.
Probably still 4A. If anything, it's growing population in the Southwest.
That's fair. But I
Yeah.
know some schools in the area have gone down to 3A since I graduated, which is why it popped into my head.
Gotcha.
But yeah, decent sports. I was a wrestler.
High school, that was your sport?
Mhm.
Do you do sports at all or no?
Not really.
Just wrestling?
I
And
chased. I
was
just chased
terrible at
girls.
football. I was just little.
Chase girls for sport?
Chased girls. That's all I did in high school.
Right
Phil
on.
wasn't hunting for me. He was hunting for sport. You know what I'm saying?
I had a houseboat.
You had a houseboat in high school?
Mhm.
Personally?
Well, it was my grandparents' houseboat.
From the drug
but-
money? Oh,
No,
This was before those
this
days.
is before those days.
right, that's what I figured.
Yeah, but yeah, I was,
No.
in the summers I worked at Navajo Lake Marina. And
Gotcha. That
had a
sounds
houseboat. And
I would love to work in a marina.
I just smoked pot and chased girls.
Yeah, that sounds like what it is.
That's what
Right.
it was.
It's like working at a country club.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a gas dock hand, and that
You're just on the lake.
mhm.
You just gotta wear a tank top and fuck
people would tip us in beer. I was 16, so I would just have a stash of beer on my houseboat.
People don't know the difference. Like, we're drunk of driving a
Yeah.
boat.
For real.
We're drunk driving this boat all day.
You'd have to take people to the buoy line, these houseboats that are on these buoys,
Yeah.
and we would have a courtesy shuttle out there,
Nice.
and people would just tip tip us beer
on the way back. Yeah.
That's what I did.
Never got tipped beer. Always meth.
Oh yeah, Farmington.
It's Farmington.
Yeah, every
meth
time I've
beer.
been
Meth
there.
or beer or pills.
Yeah, nothing like
What's the
smoking meth when you're 16.
What's the best bar in Farmington?
Probably Three Rivers. Like that's the best brewery style bar.
I think it's the only brewery.
Yeah. Would it be good for like do they have like live music and stuff?
No, if you want to do like a show.
Yeah. What's the best?
No Worries at the airport is probably the place you'd want to do.
That's where I've heard. That's
where Dave went.
Oakley went. Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be my bar. That was the first place I drank legally. That me and my mom really got to know each other in that bar.
By drinking.
No, my whole family we're a fan of the booze. Like holidays are just
it's a good
shit show.
Clancy's would be another place.
Bar in Farmington.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth going to. Good to know. Good to know, but also.
But those are the three.
I hope I don't go there. The other it drops off sharply from there.
You only go to Farmington to go to like Best Buy.
It's like the airport.
Right, Target. If you have a girlfriend.
Arby's.
Arby's. They have a lot of sweet fast food now.
Target if you have a girlfriend.
Five Guys, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
But other than that, stay away from Farmington.
What's the population of that town? Why is it
60,000? It's oil field money.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's the reason.
And reservation money.
Definitely, there's a lot of reservation money. Growing up in Kirtland, or I guess I grew up in Farmington after freshman year. I went to Kirtland to live with my dad.
We're both kids of divorce, so our parents both lived in different spots throughout, like the Tri-County area.
Bummer, but also best case.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean by that? Like,
right, totally.
Nobody wants to come from a broken family, but at the same time, it's so nice to be like, hey, I'm spending the night at Dad's, and then you just go drink all night.
Dude, one of my parents would have murdered the other, potentially me. Not
that's
to get in trouble.
My family was like dysfunctional, and everybody got along. Like,
yeah, after Phil's parents got divorced, they do holidays and shit together. Which my parents,
my dad came over.
Don't know each other.
My dad came over to my mom's and my stepdad's, and like we had a full Christmas the last few years.
It's good, and like nobody fights, nobody gets
Not
stabbed in the neck.
Back in the day, like when I was 10,
when it was fresh,
and my stepdad and dad kind of battled, but my stepdad was not a fighter, and my dad's a big scary guy, especially when he was 30 when it happened.
I feel so bad for Phil's stepdad. We were such a dick to him when he first started dating his mom.
He was cool though. One time,
how old were you guys when that happened? When you were dick to him?
Probably like 13, 15.
Dude, yeah.
The beginning of
That he was just the new guy, and Phil's mom was like my other mom.
But then
like when I was in trouble with my mom,
the beginning of high school, I was supposed to be grounded, and my mom was in Houston on a business trip, and my stepdad knew I was grounded, and he let Brian come over, and then me and Brian were talking to these girls who wanted to go to a party, and we were like, Eddie, we're gonna go over to these girls' house and watch movies, and he was like, all right, you guys can go. I know you're grounded, but go for it. So we went to a party, and it was like a big giant bonfire. And like the girl that we went through, we had to like carry her on our back. Like me and Brian both tried to like grab her and take her to the car because she didn't want to leave. And the sober girl that was driving for all
not
of
a
us,
rapey situation.
No, we were just
I wasn't worried about it, but I was a little worried about it.
Yeah.
I was a little worried about talking about it. Yeah.
The girl that was sober was the one telling us, you have to grab her and bring her to the car because we have to go.
Because the drunk girl,
you got to be careful.
We brought her
We're all
car.
like 15, you know?
You got to apply context. If at any time you're like, yo, grab her and bring her to the car, you got to say why you said that.
There was nothing sexual.
So we just stink like weed, cigarettes, and fucking campfire. And we get back into my house, and my stepdad's like, you guys were watching movies, huh? And we were like, fucked up.
Yeah. This is a super good movie, Dad. I swear to God, have you ever seen the plot of Star Wars?
He didn't say a fucking word, and he's not a stupid guy at all.
No,
he knew for sure.
Obviously, right?
Didn't say a word.
Yeah,
and after that, it was just like,
do I remember times,
Eddie's fucking cool.
Times like that of my lying to my parents, being like, yeah, I'll be somewhere else. And then you come back like drunk or high, and you're like, can you guys tell? Like, obviously, your parents know. Right?
Yeah. Sometimes.
But they just let it slide, and they're like, we'll just hold it against you later.
I would get stoned in my room, and then like midnight, 1 o'clock, I'd come out of my room, and like stand in the living room looking for people.
Like, I hope nobody's in here.
Like,
gotta get
like if they walked in
snacks.
and I was just staring into the abyss, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I had a plan, but I thought staring and waiting for somebody to walk, and then I would walk into the kitchen and fucking get muffins and chips and Cheetos and shit and like crackle and pop all the way back to my room, thinking that if somebody came out, I was going to be able to explain myself.
Dude, I'm a grown boy.
Yeah.
I'm going through puberty.
I'm hungry.
I remember some of
Puberty.
And then I got caught.
Puberty
and
doesn't
got
exist.
kicked out. My mom kicked me out.
Yeah, puberty doesn't exist. Like people will see their teenage son being like, "Wow, he's really eating a lot. He must be going through puberty." No, he
He's
just
high.
Discovered pot.
Right.
What happened there was your son discovered weed,
Yep.
and now he's high and eating a lot.
I took our dog for walks a lot out behind my house. I'm like, oh, Philip and Rocket are really bonding lately.
Taking an interest in the dog.
Yeah, he takes Rocket. I'm going running, Mom. Let's go run up into the hills and smoke weed with the dog.
Run for like 10 paces. Just like that motherfucker's way too fat to be running.
Yeah. I was fat in high school.
Gotcha.
Thanks, man.
Yo, can I say what I'm doing in Phoenix?
Yeah,
Please.
plug some shit.
Is that cool? Because I gotta get out of here probably next 10
So the
minutes.
coming out tour, right?
That's what I'm on. I'm on the coming out tour. Started in Durango. You guys were there. You got video, I guess. And then we're doing Phoenix starting Wednesday the 20th at the Lounge in downtown Phoenix at 8 p.m. And then Thursday I'm doing Third Space, which is a bar at 7:30, and the Crescent Ballroom at 11 p.m. And the name of the show is This Weekend Sucks Tonight. It's a good show. They do all their shit on Facebook Live.
Nice.
So it's always broadcast, which is
Dope.
good and bad.
More
Because
eyes.
if you eat shit, you're going
Right.
to eat shit in front of a lot of people.
Well, potential equals consequences.
Yeah,
Like,
and then Friday night I'm doing Hillside Bar at 11:30, and Saturday night I'm doing Improvmania at 10 p.m. in Chandler, Arizona. So you guys said you had listeners near and around Phoenix if they want to come out, and somehow this podcast persuaded them to be like, this guy's funny. Check it out. I love to see you, and if you're there, let me know. If anybody that listens to this is there, say what's up. I'll sign your face or whatever.
fuck yeah.
No,
sure. He'll sign your dick. He doesn't
Yeah,
give
dude,
a
I'll sign
fuck.
your dick. I'll sign your butthole. I'll just if you heard about me through this podcast and you're there, let me know because that'd be dope and I'd love to talk to
This
you.
podcast was almost called Wiener Cleavage.
And now you guys understand what I mean by that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
also, yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming
This
out,
has
man.
been fun. I like just chatting.
It's
Fuck
fun.
yeah. We should definitely do it again anytime you want, man. And
Yeah.
I've said that to all the comics.
Let's do it in the summer.
Okay.
Love to do it in the
I'll
summer.
have to climb up this fucking hill of snow.
Yeah, would love that. But also,
They did
Keep-
like the valet service.
dude, keep that valet service alive. Be like, hey, we'll come pick you up. Because that was dope. Felt like I was special, even though I'm not, except for if you ask some of my teachers from elementary school if they say I'm special.
Right, add a couple of those for sure.
My mom
Yeah.
thinks I'm special.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, she does.
because you are.
Well, yeah. We'll definitely we'll try to promote your dates in the intro as well.
Yeah.
I know you posted them on Facebook.
That's dope.
so-
And this comes out on Wednesday, the 20th.
Wednesday,
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Super dope. Yeah, and if anybody from Phoenix comes out, that'd be super dope. I'll try and be funny.
Yeah, please. If anybody's in Phoenix,
You're
that
hilarious,
listens to
man.
this, go check out.
I
Elliot.
appreciate that.
He really is fucking
I
hilarious.
really do.
I thought about posting his act online beforehand, but I didn't want to be a dick.
No, yeah, let me know before
I
you do
won't.
that.
No, we're not gonna use that for anything. We just recorded
was
it because
just for
Dave
Dave,
didn't have
yeah.
a good angle, and I did. So,
No,
It's like, I have a really badass phone, and then the file was so big that I couldn't fucking send it over my shitty internet.
no, I appreciate that though. That's valuable to me for sure.
Definitely.
no, and it was a solid fucking set.
Cool.
man.
Yeah, and we'll
Solid
say
set.
also I have an album coming out around
Really?
around May, June.
Well, that's when you should come on.
Yeah, that's why I said May
Fuck yeah.
Sweet.
to promote the album.
Damn. We're already
yeah,
booked for Cinco de Mayo, but maybe the next week.
No, I'd rather do any other day in May.
Because we're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah,
It's gonna be awesome.
and I'm not Mexican enough to do that.
Yeah, we'll do another history of Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, last year I dropped some knowledge. I told you it was like 4.5 hours.
That's so long to talk about Cinco de Mayo.
Well, There was like 20 minutes of Cinco de Mayo talk in there. Most of it was just nonsense.
This dude had just gone through a divorce and went on a...
Wait, you've been married?
No, our guest.
Oh, shit.
I just got out of divorce, bought a camper, and traveled the country in his camper. And he got back, and I was like, we just started a podcast, man. That'd be great to talk about. And
yeah.
We had a great fucking talk.
Super dope.
Well, thanks again for coming on, man.
Appreciate you.
Anything else you want to promote?
No, that's good.
Media,
Elliot A. Weber on any social media.
Elliot
if you want to do
Weber.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
Works on YouTube too.
You're on YouTube?
Yeah, I have a couple clips. I think you've seen the clips that are on YouTube.
Yeah.
You've seen the same material. Did
cool.
you cut it so I can stop?
No.
No.
I'm just looking at levels.
Oh, it's still going.
Good. Sorry.
What's up? No worries.
Yeah, we're still going.
Hey, what's up, baby girl? Yeah, you can hit me on YouTube at Elliot. If you search Elliot A. Weber, my clips will come up. Yeah. That's
Sweet.
That's all I got.
Well, thanks again for coming on, man.
You gonna plug us?
Appreciate it.
Fuck yeah. Sure. You can find us at GLW_podcast on Instagram, Greenlight Weekend on Facebook and YouTube. And if you want to reach out, maybe you think you're interesting, maybe you think your friend's interesting, greenlightweekend@gmail.com is a good way to communicate with us. And we will post a picture of Elliot's beautiful naked poster, which will be displayed in our studio from this day forth.
Those are for sale. You can buy those.
Nice.
Hit me up on anything. Direct message me. I'll send you one. you don't have to. They're for sale, kind of. If you ask me for one, I'll fucking send you one.
I can make you a canvas like this if you want.
That'd be so dope.
I'll do it. That's my business.
Let's do that.
Print on demand.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you again, Elliot Weber. If you're in Phoenix, go see our boy. And we love you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Peace.
I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine, but how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rain fall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel high. I wanna make music. I wanna make love. You and me, we can do it. Keep moving on up. So many things in life, so many things I want. I just wanna have it like things I never had before. But will I always want more? Big house with a wraparound porch, driving too fast in the black Porsche. But would you still holler at your boy? Well, I already made a choice. 7 years trying to make noise. Willing to put the work in, wanted to make it worth it, wanted to make it perfect, yeah. I wanna see a rainy day. My life's full of sunshine, but how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rain fall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel high. I wanna make art. I wanna make change. I just wanna do my part. I wanna make a name. Take it to the street, David Blaine. Make some magic happen in this rap game. I come to stake my claim. Swear I got this music pumping in my veins. Anybody else thinking the same stuff? Do the right thing, that's how I came up. And that's Spike Lee shooting them frames up. I'm living a motion picture, I ain't a gangster. Nah, the homie told me that. Do unto others, sisters, mothers, fathers, brothers. On the same rock, we all looking for something. Just keep it real, feel me, cousin? I wanna see a rainy day. My life's full of sunshine, yeah. But how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rain fall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel high. I'm caught dreaming every day when I see the crowd's eyes ripping up the stage. Makes me realize that good friends and support from a family. What more could a young man ask for? I love it when you all looking back at me. Out of body, feet are lifting off the floor, cloud nine. Singing I'm loving every moment. Life is too good, yeah, let's keep it rolling, right. Everything I want is like the ocean. Get me in a trance, like a drug, like a potion. I know I'm loving this weather. I know I got what I need. I want this feeling forever. The sun is shining on me, but I wanna see a rainy day. My life's full of sunshine. But how can I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel high.